What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut. Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves. That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast, don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap, Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? It is Free Game Friday. I'm fired up, and we will be fearless. Don't trip. Pound the like, hit the like, subscribe, become a member. We got a lot going on. Plus, our Discord is going to be cracking very shortly as we're going to be doing a lot of betting in there. So pound the like, subscribe, and go download the Discord app and find Slap Nation. Become a member today as it will be directly linked to our Winnable. So follow us on winnable.com and make all your bets /slap picks. JB Slap Picks is where it's at, even though I went 1 for 2 yesterday. But we'll talk about that. It happens. Pimps fuck up too. So it is Free Game Friday. We got Big Matt McChesney joining us. Jeff Nadu talk about all the Sweet 16 matchups, all the upsets, Alabama beating North Carolina. We're going to talk about all that and more. Plus, who's really going to get through the Elite Eight to the Final Four this weekend? We're going to dive into that on the realest show on planet Earth. Hollywood, also known as Holly Weird, is a real thing. Seems to be deeply rooted, touching everyone from Diddy to Meek Mill to Taylor Swift and LeBron James. We don't have any idea who is really invested in this sick, disgusted, twisted plot. But what we do know is that it is very, very odd. It is very alarming that all of a sudden people have videos, pictures, documents being hidden, stolen, bridges collapsing. The owner, CEO of the ships that hit the bridge dies 6 weeks ago, who happens to be Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law, who ironically resigns and steps down from his seat. It's very, very ironic. But listen, weird shit is why we start this show off by saying Holly Weird is where it all starts and ends. Movies are made here to tell us stories of the past and now maybe the future, which is very, very weird. But let's get into the show. Michael Penix runs a 4.46, faster than Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, and Marcus Mariota. Also, he had a 37-inch vert, so now all you fanboys out there can now call him the number one pick. Bama takes out the number one seed, and North Carolina heads to the Elite Eight. Caleb Williams responds to Jack Mack, my boy, on Barstool about his nails and lips. Chiefs sign a rugby player. They say is faster than Tyreek Hill. Brian Kelly says that Jaden Daniels will probably be drafted by Washington, leaving him reunion with AP out in Vegas. And the whole Holly Weird shit is just getting bigger and bigger. Or are we just simply calling it out for once? But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317's Far East Side great, and AR5 defending, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty. Welcome, my man.
How y'all doing, man? It's Free Game Friday, man. We made it through the week, y'all. Look, clap it up. We made it through the week. We finally here, man. I know it was a tough week. I know you had trials and tribulations. I know during early parts of the week, you didn't know if you was going to make it here. You were stressed out at work. Your wife pissed you off. Your husband was talking shit to you. You sleeping on the couch right now. Whatever the situation or the battle was that you went through in the middle of the week, guess what? You're here right now, and we are thankful for you. Thanks for being here. We're going to put on the best show we could possibly put on. JB, how are you?
I've had a headache for 2 days.
2 days consecutive?
Yeah, I think I got alcohol poison or something. I don't know. 2 days ago, AE made me some drinks, and then
did she poison you?
I don't know. But then the next, a horrible headache. I don't get headaches ever. A pounding ass headache all night, like a hangover headache, and I don't get hangover.
Right.
I do not get hangovers.
You don't get sick or nothing.
I don't get sick. I don't get hangovers.
Best blood.
So like, it's been foggy for 2 days. So I'm like, damn, did I say something about the wrong motherfucker in Hollywood? I don't know. Somebody get to me? I don't know. But today, it's better today, but it's still a little foggy. All day yesterday, Dodger game felt shitty.
Damn.
Crazy.
Hey, watch that though. Don't let it, go too long. Let the fuck around and be something. Maybe the AE, maybe the Hollywood got to the AE, gave her a little money. She put some shit in your drink, you made the drink. You gotta watch. Don't trust nobody. Don't even trust me 100%.
I got some shit in my neck out, which causes headache. Goes right up to your thing. I might have to go out to see my cousin, chiropractor. That's another drive past where I just went yesterday to Dodger Stadium. Woo, put some miles.
I'm driving out to Encino tomorrow to see my chiropractor. Actually,
that's from you. That's close. For me,
with traffic, is still a little bit of a drive.
Think about it. I got to go past that to Woodland Hills from here.
Man. Well, everybody T's and P's for Coach JB. Let's pray that his headache goes away. Let's pray that his neck is healed and that he doesn't have to make that drive. If he does make the drive, let's pray for his safety on the way to the destination and from this destination back home, y'all. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Appreciate y'all. It'll be one of them days today. I'm praying. I'm doing everything today. If you're not a believer, that's cool. Respect me as a believer, though. That's what we're going to do, man. It's all good energy today on this Friday. Do you think women like to be controlled, JB?
Controlled as in what?
Like within a relationship, controlled ain't the best word. Like, do they prefer a dominant man versus a submissive man? I know a lot of women would say, "Well, no, I like to have both." In certain situations, no. If you have to pick a side,
why are you bringing this up? Very interesting. You're saying this.
I don't know. It's Free Game Friday, and literally it came to my mind this morning before I sat down. I have no idea why. No idea why.
That's crazy. Because I want to segue into that.
There's no way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. There's no way what you're doing is.
Well, it's been a long week for you. Lucky you got me though. Let's see what that phone looks. What the phone look like? Let's see what color the phone is.
Wallet white.
The wallet's white.
Phone is pink. Case is clear.
What the fingernails look like?
Nails are clear. Lips are pink. Your girl love them.
So that's my boy Gavin Morris. I've known him a long time. He's like SC street agent that handles like a lot of shit behind the scenes nobody really knows about. He doesn't coach. He's been at SC since he's been at SC since
Sam Darnold was there.
Sark left. So here's an issue. I was with AE driving and she saw that video. And to your point, here's a quote from her. She also texted some girls, and they were all talking about this. Here's a quote. Ain't no bitch sucking that dude's dick. Now they brought up, of course, bitches will when he gets paid. And
Yeah.
But she's like, that motherfucker's zesty.
Hey, the word zesty been getting used a lot lately.
I didn't know what that meant.
But
she's a little younger, obviously.
Nah, but think about it. Zesty that's the perfect, like what it sound like, just zesty. Like,
so even though he tried very hard to go at Jack Black, my boy at Barstool, because that's who he really is talking about. Because Jack Black's kind of pointing out all the shit. he made that video. The females are like, we want a man. Now, the ones that don't want a man are the ones advocating for, biological men to play sports against females. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to dive into it, but the women that support it are the ones that we are like knocking on the show about. Why are you supporting this when you're also talking shit about no one supporting you and the WNBA, nobody's supporting women's athletics? Because you can't have both. You can't support a biological man doing this. You can't support femininity and then talk about, why no one's supporting those women's sports. Come on. It's an oxymoron. You can't do it. So, like, the real women want a real man. Now, to your point, do they want to be dominated? I think they want to feel secure and be in that they know their man is in control.
Right.
Whether that's in the bedroom or in real life, like
just all together, bedroom. Like, it's bigger than just bedroom. Just like decision making.
You walk ahead of me, girl. Go. We're walking through Dodger Stadium. Essays everywhere at Dodger Stadium. I'm from here. The Dodger Stadium goes down, and it went down yesterday. I'll tell a story that's just it's fucking unbelievable. It's opening day, of course, 1:00 game. I'm glad it wasn't a 7:00 game. It would have been worse. 1:00 game. But she's walking in front of me, so shit goes down. She don't walk behind you. I see guys walking. The girl were behind. See, back in the day, cats would grab the broad from the back and take your purse or whatever.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. We have a lack of understanding what a man is. That's straight up evident as fuck. Being around 50 or 150,000 people yesterday, if you think about all the people that came between women, man, significant other, family member, kid, even though it did not sell out yesterday. But if you talk about everyone that was there, just working, everybody, you're probably 100,000 people there. And it is evident, dog, because I don't go out like that no more. It is evident that we have a clear problem with men. I'm telling you, dog, it's fucking bad. It is very, very alarming. I'm going to be honest. So, I don't know. I like real women will, though. Real women. I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? Like, real women want a fucking man.
They want a man.
They'll tell you that too. So, I don't know. Quote of the day brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Let's get into it. What up, man? The real Coach AB here for the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace. Man, I'm tired of the young cats that have no clue. This is a telltale sign that your generation and below your generation, Smitty, some of the chat have not a clue and have no other fight back or any type of evidence or can fight and have a real argument or debate with me about this specific topic that we're discussing right now. The men's man, the female, the who they want, etc. There's people in here that all you bring up is the name Dennis Rodman.
Right, that's all I keep seeing.
You have not brought up any debate or argument to defend what we discuss about this on a daily show. All you young heads do is bring up Dennis Rodman because you've seen a picture of him in a dress. I also seen him with the baddest bitches on planet Earth. He fucked everybody that was anybody. And he did this shit after he locked up the NBA's best players every night, which allowed him to go ahead and do whatever he wanted to do so he can get commercials and money.
Right.
At the professional level, if you look at him in college when he went to the NBA at Arkansas State or Southern Arkansas, or wherever the fuck he went, for a small school, he was a straight up grocery bagger, blue collar, nasty, hard worker. By the way, he could score in college if you know anything about hoops.
Right.
So he goes to the NBA, quiet as a church house mouse for many years, and he gets big. And then guess what? He gets on fucking Carl's Jr. commercials. Why? Because he went on a date with Madonna, and Madonna put a dress on him. Maybe it goes back to this new Hollywood shit that we're discussing here today. Who knows? I'm not here to fucking say anything that I know about him, but I've been in clubs with him back in the day. He lived in Newport Beach, and everyone knew where he lived. He would literally stand outside and play basketball with the community.
Yeah.
He has no quarrels and beef about who he is.
Yeah.
And all you young cats can do is talk about Mike. He literally wore a dress. You have no clue who Dennis Rodman was, but to see a picture about him wearing a dress.
Dennis Rodman went through a lot of shit as a kid too, y'all. And part of that too was kind of like to have some attention because it would draw people in and it would allow people to be around him. Like he didn't have the best relationship with his mom. Like there's a whole documentary actually on him where he kind of breaks a lot of this shit down and you'll understand a little bit more of why.
But let me ask you something. A 30-year-old Smitty, I'm going to ask you straight up.
Yeah.
Would you ever compare what you know between these two men? Who would you ever call a savage with a killer instinct out of the two?
Oh, yeah. Like Dennis Rodman was a dog now.
I mean, you're 30 years old and clearly understand that one of them had a killer instinct. The other one we have not seen a killer instinct. Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever seen, and I don't care because people don't see me with them either. So I love the thing. But please stop talking about, oh, Caleb's this, Caleb's that. No, he's not, because you all talk about these guys, but where is Caleb's so-called girls and all you like to say bitches? That's all I keep hearing. Oh, he got bitches, coach. Don't worry about it. Well, all right, cool. I didn't say he didn't, but every female I've talked to about it said, hey, I wouldn't fuck with that. Like there's an energy that real females are seeing from him, and they're like,
But maybe his age group they do a little different. And you got to think about this, JB. Me and you both play ball, and we're both really good at a point of our career, or whatever. You know, think about you're at SC, you're the Heisman winner, you're the man. Everybody's talking about you. So walking around college campus, regardless of whatever they think, these young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old girls are seeing you walking around. He got money, he got the car. Like he's way above the typical college student in terms of like popularity, money, everything, what he can afford. Those girls, I'm pretty positive he's getting girls just off that. Now, when you talk to women like even my age or older, it's definitely your age, they looking at it like, what? That ain't type of dude I want to be with. He too zesty, as the word they use now.
Well, the problem is there's females out here that you see on TikTok every single day that don't need a man, apparently.
Right, apparently.
So if y'all don't need a man, then you're okay with a man being what y'all say is zesty. Because he to you is just another extension of a female. Mm-hmm. He's an extension of a female to you females that don't need a female. When a man is gay, bisexual, whatever you call him, a man cannot be bisexual. But anyway, you guys call him bi. There is a issue and a correlation there. Because women have no issue, because women has one chromosome. Smitty, let's drop some scientific facts real quick. They have one chromosome. That's why you see women holding hands on a daily basis crossing the street. Daughter, mother, girlfriend, homegirl. That's why you do not see father, son holding hands unless they're a baby. And that's why you don't see brothers holding hands or homies holding hands across the street. Let's go into Starbucks and hold hands, Smitty. That's just not a manly thing. You don't see that. And then, of course, you start to see what we call, zesty or whatever. Nowadays, we see the men with the nails painted and the lip gloss and whatever. Each his own. Like, I don't really give a fuck. I don't really dive into it. It's like, it's not in my wheelhouse, so I stay out of it. I'm not going to judge you because I don't know you. But we're judging is the act. I'm judging the act. I'm judging what I see, and I'm like, this ain't it. Here's the problem I have, and I talked about this in length yesterday. The word pause or whatever you guys use and used to say no homo, whatever. all these different words that were used. Me and an OG cat that I took yesterday, Cisco, coach, comedian, he thought the game was at 7. So when my boy, one of my homeboys I got asked to be a pallbearer in one of my homeboys' funerals next week. So I was dealing with that. And then I had to, and then my boy that was going to go with me, Dave, that cuts my hair, he was going to go with me, the barber on Netflix that was cutting my hair, basketball guy, knows everything. He was going to go. He couldn't go because he had to take another one of our homies that just had heart surgery to the doctor. And so I was like, fuck. So then I was like, well, I don't want to waste Keynan Middleton's tickets that he got me. He got me 4. Great seats, by the way. He got me 4 tickets. So Cisco's like, fuck, dog. I thought it was at night. I got a comedian thing tonight. I'll go. I'll meet you. He lives right over by Dodger Stadium, like all Mexicans do. And so then he was like, fuck it. He rolls over there, meets me with his son. His son is 15. The only word I heard him use all day was pause.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, that's why I did it. I did a video fucking with Smitty, and I'm like, see, this is y'all generation, pause. So we had a discussion about this pause word before I give you the quote of the day, which we already did a commercial for 6 minutes ago. I want to make sure we're clear. Pause, no HOMO, whatever the fuck that means.
Don't even say that no more.
We never used those words, Smitty. No one in my generation or before used any words such no defending words.
Not on the West Coast, I didn't. East Coast, they did.
Nowhere.
East Coast, they did. Yes, they did. Cameron and them boys been doing that. The East Coast, New York, been doing that shit. Cameron's your generation, JB. 45, like that's your generation still.
No, sorry, not.
What I'm
telling you right now, dog. We were just talking to old heads yesterday. We were just talking about this on a national scale of things.
You talking to West Coast people though?
People that we know from all over. My point is this: we didn't use words to defend what we said because we never thought about it, Smitty. Y'all, and it's not you. You're the product of you're the product of what has happened. You're not the starter, the ender, the beginner of this. What I'm saying is you're a product of the words that they use to defend certain terms or actions. The pause, the no HMO, all these different things you use, no cap, all these things, right? So we were discussing words that we used to use and shit, and we were trying to correlate what we said when somebody would say, oh, man, how you like your meat? Now you would say pause. Nah. Why? No one thought about that in a gay manner. No one had an idea because it would be gay to think that way and you were getting fucked up. So there was no reason to say anything. How do you like your meat, homie? Shit, medium well, dog. There was no thought about why would you even think that way, homie? That's the thing about y'all.
It's a funny thing though. Like you taking it too serious.
It might be, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel you too saying though. Yeah.
That funny thing is turned into a complete. It's a verbiage now in not only Ebonics but just our youth. Yeah. We've had Ebonics classes at Cal Berkeley since Tupac had a class put in teaching Ebonics, and there was words that were put into an Ebonics dictionary, and those words started to fucking turn into now what we call the culture, I guess. Now, these words that we use are specifically like just to talk about certain things that you can't say, kind of. It's like a almost don't cancel me because I say pause. Like, dog, there's no need to say it. You shouldn't even be thinking it as a man. That's the problem. We created more femininity with our men because we use words that we need to think we need to defend with. We don't need to defend shit. Don't do it. Dog, how you like your meat? Motherfucker. We didn't ever thought. Nowadays, you got people thinking like, whoa, pause. Like, nah, motherfucker, well done. I like that motherfucker black. Now you would say pause. Now you think it's a black dick. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is what we had a whole conversation, dog. And we're like, see, we created this shit. We created these narratives. Nobody in a locker room, Smitty, back in the day. Dicks hanging. We're in a locker room, Smitty, back in the day, though. talking, naked almost, getting changed or whatever, talking about the strip club that night, talking about pussy, talking about whatever, fucking around, clowning, joking, regular. No one was tripping on none of that shit. Now motherfuckers is quick, cover up, fuck, like scary little girls, homie. Like, it's a real thing.
That's because your generation, contrary to belief, a lot of y'all was in the closet. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it funky. So they like looking at
guess what?
Towel off. Now we know motherfuckers that they out the closet. So we cover my shit up.
Closet was a beautiful thing. Let me tell you something. Dodger Stadium, open urinals, open toilets, packed, lines getting in the bathroom. There was kids that were telling their daddy, homie. We had a discussion yesterday. I'm scared. I don't take a pee. Everyone's dick's out. Me and Cisco go up, take a piss. We're bullshitting. Like, everyone's sitting there, dicks out, right? Dodger Stadium. I haven't done that in so long because it's like you don't do it no more. You don't see it no more. Everything's so secure. The men in this country are so quick to go to the fucking doored urinal with the door.
Yeah.
Like they're at home to take a piss. Back in the day, you never went in the doored urinal to take a piss. You take a shit.
Right.
In a public setting.
Right.
Nowadays, there ain't nobody at the fucking open urinals anymore because they're all waiting to go in the door. 20 motherfuckers trying to go into the door to take a piss. Like, we are feminine men, homie. Like, these young kids, Cisco's like, take a piss. He's like, take a piss. All dudes are there, dicks are out. Well, you shouldn't be looking,
Look, but little boy's always been a little uncomfortable, I think, in that position because you don't want your little, you don't want your little shit. You're a little kid. You don't want your, you know what I mean? You're insecure and shit.
Yeah. I get it. You always have a thought, but dog, my dad was like,
it's bad.
You taking a piss, motherfucker. Like,
you shouldn't be looking like when I'm in a position. I'm like this with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like,
some of y'all,
I grew up with mechanics and the diesel mechanic. My dad and all his old motherfuckers would talk to you in a urinal, in a bar, the bar the same way. No, like this, usually straight at the wall.
Yeah.
Or there's pictures. That's why, just so you know, if you know the history of open urinals or bars, there's always pictures at eye level at a urinal. There's always some sort of quote, readings, something you can read while you take a piss. If you've ever known this is facts. Go check it out. I grew up in a bar in a mechanic's shop. So there's reason. And I found that out when I was young. They were like, yeah, there's reasons. So guys don't look at each other's dicks. And I said, yes. I said, is that real? And I went looking around and I was diving into some shit. I'm like, damn, is that a real thing? And it makes sense, Smitty. That's why there's eye-level literature at every urinal. And that's why there's not any in a doored urinal. Why would there be? Taking a shit.
By yourself, personal.
By yourself. But when there's people around, you don't look at dicks, so we're reading a fucking scripture. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, the man in this world have fucking dog. It's unbelievable, bro. I'm just little shit like that nobody wants to talk about is a real thing that no one else will ever talk about on any other show. We do it here. Quote of the day.
Finally.
It's ironic that this is the quote of the day. The truth about ourselves is what we choose to believe. I'm just telling you. The truth about ourselves is only what you choose to fucking believe. It ain't what everyone's telling you. And it goes the other way too. That's real. Be clear. Don't sit there and believe you're a saint when you're out here robbing McDonald's at night. Choose what you believe to fucking believe. Contrary to belief, the tongue may hide the truth, but the eyes never do.
The eye in the sky don't lie.
The tongue will always be bitten. That's why I chose to not bite the tongue and have truth serum in my veins, because we're telling the truth all the time. That way you don't have to lie and remember shit. All that shit. The tongue may hide the truth, but the eyes never do. So as soon as my eyes see it, bing.
It happened.
Yeah.
That's real. I like that.
Poll question real quick to get that going. Let's talk some sports. 30 minutes into this free game Fearless Friday. Is UConn winning it all? They beat San Diego State by 30 points yesterday when everyone thought San Diego State would want to get a redemption game from losing in the finals just a year ago. And they said, no, we're that much better than you. UConn beat San Diego State by 30, clearly looking like the best team in college hoops right now, beating a 5 seed by 30. Jeff Nadu brought it up. He'll bring it up again today. Is that good or is it bad for the fucking Sweet 16? Usually you've never seen a 30-point Sweet 16 game. That just is not what we are used to seeing. Again,
there's a lot of good games though too. I don't want to just.
Yeah, so Alabama beats UNC. Man,
that was a good game.
That was a good game. I didn't get to see. I was having sushi actually, Smitty, in your neck down by downtown LA.
Ain't my neck no more.
Yeah, we were eating sushi, got in the car, and that game was ending as I was getting home. A fucking 2-hour drive because of fucking, for whatever reason, there was some crazy traffic at 8 at night.
You always get shocked when when I tell you it takes 2-3 hours to get to your house. You but man, no, it takes 40 minutes. I'm like, no, bro, it's always super long.
At 3 though, I believe you. I get it, but I kind of know with the hours of traffic in LA, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna eat and chill. We're gonna get in traffic around 7. There should be zero traffic coming to my house. That shit was wreck after wreck after wreck. There was some dumb shit. There was a paramedic. I was like, fuck, man, 2 hours. Usually, it wasn't 3 or and a half that you had to fucking deal
I drove
with.
3.5 to come to your house. Like, y'all motherfucking fans, y'all should be on your hands and knees, like,
pause,
fucking praising me. I did that for y'all.
Fucking pause.
I drove. Hold on, I'm getting pissed.
I think the word pause is gay.
I drove 4 hours to appease y'all fans, and y'all can't even hit the damn like button. Y'all can't even subscribe to Winnable. It's a free subscription right now. I drive 4 hours, JB. Motherfuckers can't go to. They can't hit the link right here. They can't go to.
They can't hit like button right now.
They can't hit the like right now. They can't just hit the like button right now.
I don't get it. Can't hit the like button right now. It should have 500 likes. I don't understand.
But I got to drive 4 hours to do a live show in the Slap Day Lounge to entertain them, make them laugh all night.
And Smitty, when you know, you know. And that's what I was taught when I was young. When you know, you know. And I never knew what that meant. My dad said, when you know, you know. Never told me nothing else. I'm like, what? Smitty, we're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's us. We're supposed to do it. And don't be shocked or alarmed because you know that these people don't really care. And they will critique you. And they will still talk shit to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. No one cares in this world, dog. Nobody. I don't understand why nobody ever believes me. I wrote it in my book. Nobody cares. Nobody. They don't care about. I got to go be the pallbearer for one of the most legendary Compton natives of all time. If he was an actor or a professional player, he would be probably known as the greatest Compton one of the greatest people to ever come out of Compton, but he never got out the hood, out that neighborhood, out of the struggles and the strifes. So no one ever knew him besides the hood and people in the surrounding neighborhoods. And then there are some professional people that actually knew him because they ran into him at a park. When I saw him dominate Eldon Campbell in a pickup game at 5'11", 360. So that being said, like, people don't realize the legends that have come out of Compton, but I'm going to go be a pallbearer for this guy. And I'm going to be honest. I'm talking to people that are going to his funeral. They don't give a fuck. They don't care, homie. And we're sitting there talking and like, these cats could care less, dog. You've been to funerals. You've been to weddings. Soon as the main event, they're straight up acting as if they care. The shit's over. They're sipping yak and trying to get the fuck out of there to back home.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. It's just nobody cares, dog. It's unfortunate. You pay your homage, you pay your respects, and then nobody cares. And if we know, we know. Like, you don't got to stress out over it and bitch about it like I do so much. But
my strength coach, David Philly, I mean, he told us that, like I said, nobody gives a fuck. He would tell us that all the time, man. And like, now that I became an actual grown man, I know exactly what he means. I remember Marcel's will always share a story about like when his mother passed away, and how emotional, how tough that was for him. But like, he said he woke up the next day and for him, he thought the sky would be black and dark and it would be, because that's how he was feeling internally. But he woke up the next day, the sun was out, clear skies. To everybody else, just another day.
Hey,
the world just keep going.
Crazy. There was a truck behind me. and I'm in the car. I'm smoking a stick, going into Dodger Stadium. Number one, first of all, let me tell you a real quick story. Dodger Stadium's an absolute fucking shithole. I love Chavez Ravine. I'm from here. Shout out to all the Mexicans, because that's all that's at Dodger Stadium. Cholas, the fine Latino women, the ugly Latino women, the fat, ugly ones too. Shout out to all of you. But having said that, motherfuckers like in behind me in the truck, I'm getting over because it's Dodger Stadium, right? No one's moving. It's traffic. You're not going nowhere. And motherfucker, the only other white people there probably behind me, of course, it's a white motherfucker. Old. So you know me, I'm smoking a stick. I'm waiting for the motherfucker to pull up next to me. I said, "You in a fucking hurry, homie?" And I was hot. And he was like, "Just calm down." I said, "Where the fuck you going?" Motherfucker just didn't say nothing. Looked straight ahead. I go, "You motherfuckers are in a hurry to go nowhere." That is the fucking problem with society. You motherfuckers are such in a hurry and to go nowhere. You're not moving. Dog, Kansas City's the worst. Kansas City Stadium, Arrowhead, when I used to go there all the time, dog, it was fucking nothing but motherfucker. You ain't going nowhere, you fucking idiot. There's nowhere to go. It's a million cars. You can't get out. Homie, it took 3 hours, 24 minutes to a T to get out of Dodger Stadium yesterday. I have never been more pissed off in my entire life. I smoked 2 sticks. Cats is coming up to me. I knew that was you, coach. You had a cigar out the car, and I saw the BMW, and I had a fan base at my car with AE trying to get autographs. Damn. In the parking lot for 3 hours and 24 minutes, homie. From the time we walked out of the game. Now, let me explain something that's very, very alarming. By the way, shout out to Keynan. Give me those tickets. Very, very alarming deal right here. I'm going to show you something that I've never seen or I never thought I would see. The baseball game yesterday was 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Quick, damn.
I've never seen a baseball game that fast. It took me longer to get in and out than that game was long combined. That should not be. The Dodger Stadium exit plan has to be not only A, the most hazardous in the world, B, the dumbest. Like I should come up with an exit plan. There's 27 exits at the place and not one line was moving. And it was 3.5 hours. Cats was just like, and then drama starts to pop. And apparently we saw the drama. We didn't know what was happening. I had to, because I didn't know what was happening. AE and I got a female. And the Cats, they got a stabbing happen in the parking lot, not like right behind me. And I'm like, all right. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, we good.
Y'all ain't good. I wasn't there with y'all.
Hey. And then Cisco, my boy, he's 4 cars ahead of me.
Right.
He can't move. He can't move. I'm in a spot where I could back out and maneuver my way. I fucking got out and went the other way. It actually got me out of there, but it's still 3 hours, homie.
Right.
Dog, it's the dumbest exit plan. And
I've been there.
I will never. And Keynan was like, JB, fuck, if I was there, I was playing, it would have been a VIP deal. I'd drive in. That's all I do nowadays. Smitty, just hanging out with Pat and different people and things I'm invited to, big threes and shit. When I was doing that, I'm going in the back, right where the trucks are.
Right.
I ain't doing it for that reason right there.
Hey, you a regular dude like me now, JB.
I don't care about
my life.
Dude, that's me. That's my element. I love that. I'm just saying, I don't deal with that shit no more.
You've been getting spoiled. That's what happens when you get spoiled.
Yeah.
Silk sheets, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna keep getting it too.
Silk sheets and all that type of shit. AEs, you know what's crazy about the AEs? You said all those fans ran up to y'all. You know the first thing fans do is put their phones out. So it's probably pictures and videos now of all your personal business.
There is. By the way, we're leaving the stadium, dog. 2 LA gangster Mexicans, hood cats, gangsters, tatted up face.
I probably know them.
You probably do. Because I'm going to tell you the story. There's 2 gangster dudes that you know, Smitty, kissing, taking a selfie.
I don't know these motherfuckers.
Oh, you don't know them now?
Nah.
Cisco, who's an LA cat from the street, We're looking at two gangsters kissing, taking a selfie.
I mean, y'all been doing that shit in jail and shit. Y'all be the most gangster motherfucker would do some shit like that to you.
Men. We got boys and men don't want to take a piss because the little wee-wees are hanging out. We got fucking boys that just girls calling, are okay with boys.
JB, y'all been doing that in jail though, JB. Like y'all would use that as a threat.
Don't use
come over here and
jail's a whole nother thing.
Man, that's not. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all say.
Have you been in jail?
No.
Okay, I've done 18 months in a federal.
You was in jail. You wasn't in prison.
I was in prison. Yes, I was. So read my book. Read a book, Google it. But anyway, I was in prison and I was in Tehachapi pig farming out in if you know anything about it.
Okay.
But anyway, got stabbed in jail. Anyway, that's documented. So
where you stabbed at?
Right side, ice pick. So look, this is a real thing.
Flesh wound.
Jail is completely different than the outside world. The jail world, a straight killer gangster will do what he has to do and go back outside and you would never know it.
Yeah, that's wild though.
He had to do what he had to do. So don't say that this is what y'all been doing in prison. It's a completely different world.
I understand that mindset, but I don't think you ever got a
world. Just so you're clear, prisons run the outside world.
You ain't never got to another dude though. You do what you fight, stab, choke out, do whatever. But I don't never see situations.
By the way,
where you gotta
minimum facility, maximum facilities are. Maximum is where you get the horror stories of men getting fucked by men, blah, blah, blah. And prison now is a cakewalk versus 9,500 at LA County. Like, I've been in LA County many times in my life, from the 2200 block, which is the gang module, to the 9500 block, which is up top and processing. It's 24 hours handcuffed to a fucking wall. 13 inches from the Gatorade bottle to get drinks, which you could not move and get until you were processed. That means bend over, cough, hold up your nutsack.
Damn.
Been there several times in downtown LA. LA County Jail is the worst jail in America. It is worse than most prisons. It is worse than any jail, holding facility, anything else. Ask a real one and they will tell you. LA County is where I was stabbed, not prison. LA County is the worst in America. Anyone in this room that knows, have been in 9500 processing room, anyone else, now it's the Twin Towers, of course. Go check it out. That was a new thing. Twin Towers was a whole new thing built after I was a knucklehead.
Were you scared a little bit?
Huh?
I said, be real. Like, this is the realest jump on the earth. When you went in, was you a little scared?
No, if you show scared, you're gonna get ran through.
I ain't say show it internally. Would you like?
You can't be internal. I can't fake it. I can't fake it. I have to make myself believe it, or I'm fucked.
So your first time in jail, you're just like, fuck it, I'm here.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. True story. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
I'm walking in 9500. Bunch of, well, you guys call them. So you got like MAs in there. There's a Mexican mafia that runs LA. You have different Mexican hoods. Mexicans run jail. It's not even close. Mexicans run prisons and jails. Just so we're clear. You got Black Guerrilla Family or whatever now. I don't know if they've gone Black Panther. I don't know what they call themselves now in there. And then you got the Aryans or the Peckerwoods, we used to call them. Okay.
Yeah, my people do.
I'm walking in like I am. Bald head, in shape, thin, of course, younger. We are handcuffed. I was after processing. You go down to 2200 block where they were taking me for some ungodly reason, which is the gang module in LA. That's Bloods, Crips, Crips that don't like Crips, Bloods that don't like Bloods, Bloods, Crips don't like each other. They're across from each other in 2200. And then you throw in the biggest population of Mexican hoods in America all in one. Then you have the Aryan Brotherhood in there, Peckerwoods, the Woods, the same way. A bunch of Black Guerrilla families walking up, I'm looking down. I knew one of the younger cats. Cat was from Compton. Saw me like, can't say shit really.
Yeah.
A Peckerwood was also coming down. Motherfucker tripped the last brother, shackled, and they're all hand shackled, foot shackled together in eights. Motherfucker, all of them rolled down, and they're taking me to 2200 block, homie. That is probably the most defensive I've ever been in my life, because I knew at that moment that there was already going to be a hit put out on me, as I was a wood that maybe was involved with the tripping of 8 Black Gorilla family members. So I get to 2200 block, and luckily I had a few cats from my neighborhood who started some ruckus. The jailer came and got me, found out it was a mistake. I was there for about 4 hours in 2200. Not saying I was going to be a bitch and be bitch out, but 2200 block for me, the only one of my kind. I was from a place called Looters Park in Compton as the only white boy, and a bunch of woods just tripped a bunch of gorilla family. I'm fucked, or I'm at least in some sort of scenario.
Or you got to kind of pick a side, probably, to kind of, and then the side you have to pick will be a side that you don't necessarily agree with, but you got to protect yourself. And now, damn.
Now, jail and prison are completely different in the fact that jail is a community, prison is an isolation. And then, especially now, because you cannot go down to the yard and lift weights anymore. You can't really go play hoop anymore. Nah, not really. You can, but they just eliminated so many things. There were so many violent acts with weights and different things back in the day that they've eliminated weights from most places. So it's fucked up. I think they have gyms now where you have to go in and it's carded. You can only be certain. It's just crazy. But anyway, I don't know how we got to all that. Let's dive into a few things before we get into a profile. I want to get into the political side before we have sports all day with Matt and Jeff. Yeah. That's why we do a show and we get you to all the realest shit. The latest thing, this Diddy shit's coming out. Now 50 Cent's coming out trying to get his son out of his son in a relationship that apparently the girl out said that she was a sex worker under P. Diddy. A lot of people think that may be cap, as you all say. She's just saying that now that Diddy's out. Kanye West came out a couple years back and made a statement about Jay-Z better not fuck up because they got shit on him and they're going to come at him. He made a statement on video, and then he posted this right here. It's like 2024 is the year of the call out.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You got that. Listen, I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm not going to judge. I don't know shit what that meant. No one knows. I would hope to God LeBron wasn't involved in any of that shit. But now you're hearing Taylor Swift being involved. I don't know if you've seen these things that have come out. She may be one of the runners that gets the girls. Dog, it's so deep. We probably don't even know. I'm not going to speculate. But there's so many things. Patrick Mahomes deleting all his Puff Daddy tweets. Find that very interesting. Fam, hashtag fam. Hashtag fam to me is something you say like if you are tight. You've hung out enough to say, what up, family? You know, that's my family, especially in the hood.
But that was 2014. I mean, Mahomes was like a kid, though. Not a kid, but like he was fucking like college. I mean, 2014. I was still in college. He was like 19.
Who did he fuck with? Kids.
Don't speculate, though, JB. Don't speculate.
I'm not. That's why I said I'm not.
I ain't want to put that out there unless we got some.
I'm not. But listen, though. Let's just be honest. Let's think about the other way.
Yeah.
Mahomes is a younger kid in 14. That's 10 years ago. He looked up to him.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's
whatever.
Yeah.
And then he finds out and he's like, oh, shit, this dude. Because Patrick Mahomes is in a space at enough money right now and around enough people that he can easily find out if this is real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if Patrick Mahomes found out it was real. Maybe, I hope to God he's not involved in anything. I hope he never got, harm's way. I hope he's not involved, and I don't think he would be, but I'm saying maybe he came to find out because of the situation he's in now with the money, the fame. He could go and like, damn, someone came, yeah, this is real shit. Oh shit, I'm deleting this shit.
Or maybe his PR team just said, hey, just delete it, just to not even have any sort of nothing. Like PR, at that level, they're gonna check everything. They're gonna do.
I kind of find it that's more alarming that he deleted it, though. If I'm his PR company, I'm like, that's more of an alarming thing. So we just got to face the heat and delete it, saying we did it, and we'll face the wrath that we deleted it. Or if you don't delete it, maybe no one finds out you even posted it.
Nah, they find out. Twitter finds everything.
I know, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Even that LeBron clip is old, and they find it. Like, that's what I'm saying. So I'm listen. There's no win. You keep it out there. Oh my God, he called him fam. You delete it. Oh my God, why you delete it? There's nothing. There's nothing you can do in today's world of social media. Either way, motherfuckers gonna be like, is he involved? That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think the other day I came on the show, I said I do think Diddy did do a lot of this shit, but at the same time, I do think some of this shit is lies too. Anytime a situation like this comes to light, everybody wants to give their assumptions. Everyone makes their illusions and put out their opinions, and then also people want to jump into the case to try to make some money of their own too by saying, well, he touched me too, he did that too. So it's always a little bit of balance of both sides. But I also say this: there's no way everybody's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying. And why are more big time people getting involved? Like, I'm trying to figure out why is there more people now coming out and being, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dog. It's funny that you walk by Diddy. If you watch the arrest of his drug mule, the kid that played at Syracuse, one of them, he's not the main guy. There's a brother that's the main cat I heard. But the white boy who was doing all the shit, they walked by P. Diddy. Did you see the arrest? They're at the airport in Apopka, Florida, Miami, outside of Miami, a private airport where there's private jet. They walked by Diddy. Diddy was there. They walked by him and his crew and arrest the white boy from Syracuse.
That's what's throwing me off. I'm like,
dog,
is Diddy snitching on people or something? Or like
to me, it's like, I'm getting Epstein vibes, meaning we're not going to arrest Epstein right now. We're going to get everybody else so that when we do go after him and we allow him to go because of all the dirt he has on us, then we can say we're looking for him. Just like Russell Simmons. Where's Russell Simmons, dog? He's the number one cat on the number one. He's on Epstein's manifest, him and Naomi Campbell, more than any other human, and the Clintons. That's documented. And no one knows where they are. And no one's bringing it up. We just let it go. Russell Simmons is not involved. Like, he's the number one cat involved, and no one's even questioned him and brought him in because he's in Bali. Like, I'm trying to figure out, how is this dude just moved to Bali out of nowhere and not say nothing? Like Russell Simmons, I'm out, bye. So I'm just waiting for Diddy to move somewhere, because why are we walking by him and then ransacking his homes like a hood ransack? That wasn't a professional, clean operation by Homeland Security. That's just like looking for one thing.
They looking for jewelry and money. That's how that looks.
Yeah, like me and you went through that motherfucker. I need a Glock.
Where the watch is at?
I need that shoddy. I need a Glock. And I hear the homie got like $2 million here. Like, we're just looking for that. We're fucking the house up.
Yeah.
Dog, that's a Homeland Security job right there we saw? Hell no. They're looking for something to fucking clean up for somebody. You can't tell me different. I'm just a true believer. I think it's something deeper than this that we may never know. But I said something the other day, Smitty, about Suge and what Suge used to tell me when I was young. I coached Suge's whole family in Compton College. One of his kids, Thomas Perez, if you look it up, you'll find out it's true. I coached Thomas Perez, big-time running back, out of Linwood High School, went to Compton College, played for me, went on and played for my best friend, Darian Hagan, at Colorado. I believe Matt might have been playing at that time. That's how old I feel. Anyway, Thomas Perez was big time. He went there and had a Black American Express that Suge gave him. So he's at Colorado, basically living in the NIL era of what we call NIL now. He was living with the Black American Express card. I mean, he had no limit. He could buy whatever he wanted. And he was so enabled from Compton because of Suge. So I talked to Suge about it, and I said, hey, dog, this motherfucker's up there not hungry. He played 1 year, and that was it because he never got through. He thought he was the guy, which we see now a lot of, I believe. But Suge used to tell me shit like this all the time. Like him and some boys that I know that were Compton sheriff. That's hold on, I'm not going to break in. So he used to say that Homeland Security raid wasn't for this. Damn, I didn't even know he said this, but I said this on this show.
I sent it to you, I think, yesterday. You probably didn't read it, though. I was like, damn. I was like, he said the same shit you said.
Damn. Wayne in from prison on the federal raids and is offering some anonymous advice to Bad Boy.
Everybody been talking about the Puffy situation. First, I'd like to pray for his family. Or his sons, you know, his kids, basically. That's never a good sign for nobody to cheer about when it comes to kids. You know what I mean? Being handcuffed. It's a bad day for hip-hop. For the culture. For black people. Because when one look bad, look bad. Because that's definitely not nothing to cheer about. But I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger. Because you know the secrets, who's involved in that little secret room you guys participating in. So, you know they're going to get you if they can. It's a little crazy how
they're going to get us for the song, but
was it a little secret room y'all be in? Tell more. Like, why do you supposed to be saying, like,
because I think they don't want to get into harm's way either. Like the government, the men in black, we can call them, the black suit wearing cats, right?
Cube been saying, he said shit for years without saying it, and I'm like, no,
I don't believe they want to. Let me ask you. You got millions of dollars. You have hundreds of millions of dollars in a lot of these cats' cases. You live a glamorous life for the most part that you can. You've earned the right to do it. You've got it. Would you want to have to look over your shoulder every day living that life, even though you know the shit? I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna say,
but why bring it up at all then? Like, don't be lukewarm.
Say enough to come after him. He knows what he can and can't say. That if he says certain things, maybe they'll come after him. If he says just enough, maybe he's hoping that people like us or whoever grabs onto it and dives into it and does a thing where too many people talk about it and you can't really. There's not enough feds.
That's still a risk. Even you kind of giving people a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. If you're scared of that, then don't
maybe just people are tired of it too. Maybe people are just like, fuck it. This has been happening, dog. I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of doing it. I gotta get your take on this. It's for the culture, I guess.
This shit crazy. Suge locked. Hold on real quick. Suge is locked up right now. Diddy about to get locked up. The two biggest fucking music management companies, whatever you want to call it, in the culture and hip hop, you know, who had beef, both fucking dealing with the feds. It's just like, damn.
I was told by Suge and folks that Puffy directly is involved in having Pac and Biggie offed.
Let me ask you this: is I don't know, so I'm just asking of it. Can we trust Suge though? Like, can we trust his word?
Remember, D. Jones asked that. Dog, see, your motherfucker must not be from the hood.
I'm not gonna lie. I've heard some other stories about Suge too from West Coast people, so I don't know what's true. I'm not from here, so all I'm doing is asking questions.
It's not even about being from here, though. Cats, if you're from the hood, the streets talk.
Yeah, for sure.
The streets talk. Yeah, go find the streets that's talking that said something Suge's lied about. I'll wait.
Right.
Show me what the streets have said that Suge has not been right about, and I'll wait, like y'all say. Because that's what happens. The streets talk, D. Jones. If Suge's going to say it, it's because everyone already knows it or it's coming out. He hasn't said one thing yet that has been, he's capped.
But hold on, Suge is also, I've seen old videos of him like giving out, whether, I don't know if he's joking or not, but he's giving out like hints that Tupac's still alive and shit. Like he said multiple times.
A lot of those were fake things, though. A lot of those were fake things that he never even said. The real thing was, I know what's going on, and he did not get killed the way you all think. That is what he also alluded to for years because I believe he knew. I don't believe he was there. See, first of all, Smitty came out that Suge killed him and set it up.
Because Suge was next to him. Suge got hit.
Original thing.
Yeah.
And everyone that knows Suge and shit is like, he ain't letting bullets cross his face.
Right.
To kill another dude in his car.
Right. That's bad business.
That ain't happening. That's just not. You trust a hood cat to pull the trigger, homie?
Right.
Let's keep it 100.
But I ain't gonna lie. I thought it came out that some gang members did it because Pac had just stumped dude out and they came back and got him. That makes the most sense to me. Common sense.
That was all set up. If you look into the whole story, if you knew the whole story about everybody that was involved in that, it started off with a buddy of mine named Cordell. I'm not going to bring him up. He was LA or Compton sheriff.
Right, this
thing runs super, super deep into a whole Compton sheriff kind of a squadron that was paid off by Suge and some folks for some protection in Compton and Linwood. That whole thing escalated into more of a death row versus the world thing. It got out to where Snoop couldn't even come to Luders Park no more because Snoop's bodyguard was my boy who was a Luders Park blood. He was assigned to Snoop by Suge, who was under death row at the time. Snoop would come to Luders, cousin and shit. Oh, cuz, like Snoop's just a clown. He's not a gangster, but he's a clown. He's going to be him. That's his thing. Cuz, and my homie came over to him, my boy Big Ed, who just passed away, rest in peace. We were all at the park hooping, and Snoop rolls up in a bulletproof Hummer. That's why you heard some songs being rapped about Snoop in a bulletproof Hummer. Cat's like, homie, you say cuz again up here. I gotta leave and go over here. This is his bodyguard telling him. Snoop's bodyguard was a blood that Suge had given him from death row.
So that's all Suge hung with was
well, that's where he's from.
Yes,
so,
he's from. Right.
So what I'm saying is, like, people don't know that this thing was already. Remember, Suge was a fucking smart human being. Suge is a JUCO product. Went to El Camino JUCO, by the way.
Went NFL for a little bit, I think.
Yeah. But he went to UNLV with Randall Cunningham, Keenan McCardell, the Maloof brothers. Remember these two names, the Maloofs, who owned the Sacramento Kings, who owned the Palms hotels and casinos in Las Vegas. That those two and Suge became very, very tight. It's not ironic that Suge just come into some money. You guys don't know what you don't know.
Suge was a smart businessman. He just used some street tactics within it as well that I think
what was Suge first? Do you know what Suge started out as?
Security, right? Bodyguard, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Security, but fucking he was working on an engineering degree. The motherfucker's not just some dumbass cat from the hood, homie. Y'all just don't know what you don't know. He was protecting Dr. Dre at one point in his career before he became the mogul y'all know him as. Like, people don't know shit. You just all see media. Like, you don't know. Not you, but I'm just saying, people like really think this motherfucker just came out of nowhere and just from Compton and came out of nowhere. This motherfucker had a lot of different careers early on in life, and he went through the struggles from the JUCO era, went to El Camino, goes to UNLV, plays with a bunch of dudes that had a lot of money later in life, during the Tarkanian and the fucking Running Rebels era, was around Vegas when it was Vegas. And not to mention, the mob was there still heavy, and he got tied into a lot of different folks, and he started to what do you call it now? Socialize, and he
network, whatever.
Network. He networked, and he fucking networked the right way, and he became a $100 millionaire really, really quick. He had at the time, the biggest rappers in the business.
Yeah.
And the cool part is, if you talk to Snoop or Suge or any of them, they were all cool as fuck with Biggie. And they all tell me that Biggie and Pac were like best friends, and they all wanted to end up being together. Snoop, Biggie, Corrupt, Daz, the East Siders.
Yeah, everybody.
With Pac. They all wanted to do their own thing. And then they wanted to grab They wanted to grab Razkaz, Saphir. If you guys don't know who Saphir is, Razkaz, Saphir, and Cannabis were like three free-flowing freaks, like some of the coldest freestyle rappers there was in the business at the time, right? Razkaz, if you ever go listen to his album, one of my favorites ever. Saphir and Cannabis all had, at that time, they were going to make an album called The Four Horsemen. It was going to be Exhibit, Saphir, Razkaz, and Cannabis. It was going to be called The Four Horsemen. Some people may know this if they were old school, but nobody knew because it never got out. All produced by Dre. It was going to be the coldest West Coast album of all time. It never came through because Suge put a niche on it and put a foot on it because of some shit that happened in the street. And then Biggie, Pac, and others were going to be cameos on the album. And that was going to be the first album that started the revolution to bring all those cats together, with Dre doing everything, added with a little bit of DJ Quick, is why if you watch Straight Outta Compton, you see the DJ Quick at the end of the show comes in and Suge kind of beats his ass. They say that they beat his ass, get him out of there, because that was the beef, that DJ Quick was going to come with Dre to beat Dre's like right-hand man, because Quick is no joke with the beats either.
Yeah.
But Quick was like, I ain't going to be the second-hand man to Dre. I want to do my own Dre. I want to be my Dre. I'm Dre too. You know, I got better flows than Dre as a rapper, but I'm as cold as a beat maker as him.
Right.
So kudos to Quick sticking with his guns and going to do it. But he took an ass whipping, I know for a fact, that night. And Quick's not a gangster. Quick is not. He's not. So that was this revolution that was about to happen that no one really fucking knows. Like, this was going to be Quick, Dre, Snoop, Pac, Biggie, Cannabis, Saphir, Razkaz. Dog, you're about to have the coldest shit ever. Suge was about to have that shit locked down.
And it got messed up when Pac got shot and Pac got paranoid outside of Biggie's studio or whatever.
That started it, and then the whole Puff Daddy shit outside of 93.5 or whatever in New York. The whole thing, Bad Boy came out, and some cats, they shot Pac going up, and then they shot they shot another cat from the cat from the other crew, the Pac's crew, the what's the cat's name? The loony. I mean, not the loony. The fuck. Pac had a crew.
Oh, his group. Yeah. The young cats that was
yeah. Fuck.
I'm on a brain for it right now. I know you're talking about though, but
damn.
yeah. So that's what happened.
No, Mo. What's the kid? What's the cat?
The Outlaws.
Outlaws. Yeah.
Yeah.
They shot one of the Outlaws, and then a bunch of shit cracked off, and then Pac and Snoop became tight. They started to get the Compton Long Beach thing going, and then it became another thing. And then Snoop, this how cold. This is how much shit I know about this stuff. Snoop got out and went with Master P for a reason too, because that was his protection during this time.
And it's crazy because Master P they don't get a lot of respect. Master P didn't fucking play either. Master P said he went to Suge while Suge was in jail to buy out Snoop Dogg from the contract.
I see. That's what I'm saying. I know all this shit, but I'm saying Snoop left to go there for protection in the street. It wasn't about no other shit. And that was, no offense, that he had that one banger. That album was fucking garbage. A lot of people down south may like it. I thought it was horrible because
it's a real particular area thing. Yeah,
it was a wrong mix.
Down south loved it though. Yeah. Down south loved it.
It was the beat. It was, and then Snoop had that.
Snoop talks about how much money though Master P and them boys had at the time though. I seen an interview. Like he said Master P showed me fucking love, put money in my pocket.
Master P was in Long Beach.
He moved to Cali. I know. Yeah, he's out the trunk. I know all that shit.
But his son went to Verbum Day when I was coaching there with Akeem Ayers and Reggie Dunn. 2 NFL players were there, and the Nickerson Garden Cats hopped the gate, came over there, and grabbed this motherfucker for ransom. That's why he got out of there. Mo will tell you, like, I was coaching at Verbum Day. I had Reggie Dunn, Akeem. I could write another book. I got too much going on.
Matt is here. We can't take a break, so let's bring Matt in. If we got a little time after Matt, we'll take a break. If not, we'll just go back-to-back guests. Then we'll do a break at some point to go take a piss, get a drink, and go from there. But without further ado, the one and only Colorado's finest NFL vet, 6-0 Academy, 0 to 60 podcast, entrepreneur, the living legend, one of the biggest badasses you will ever see and hear on planet Earth. The one and only Matt McChesney. Clap it up, everybody.
Well, why don't you introduce the motherfucker every day then, motherfucker?
Because I don't want to overdo the show. I'm a bad boy, JB, when it comes to this mic. Like, I do this shit at a high fucking level. But this is the Coach JB show. I want to outdo the main host.
No, I'll do the main host. See, that's what little dick syndrome is called. Little dick people care about people outdoing them. See,
What?
Matt whips his shit out, pause, as you'll say pause. And fuck, Matt, let me dive into this pause thing. You and I don't say those fucking dumb words. I went to the Dodger game yesterday, and we talked about back in our day. We didn't have to worry about it because none of us thought that way. So now these young cats have to come up with words. Hey, Matt, how do you like your meat? Well done. These motherfuckers think it's some weird shit now. No, motherfucker, I'm asking you about your steak. We don't give a fuck. We never thought about it as men, Matt. We would have our dicks out in the locker room talking about strip clubs and hoes. Nobody gave a fuck. Now these motherfuckers are covering up, Matt. Like, I don't want to take a piss next to you. I'll see your wee-wee. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Jay, we don't want you covering up, man. Keep your shit out, man. We men.
I will say this. I never know where this show's going to go. I'll tell
Good
you
morning,
that.
Matt.
We've been talking about gangster shit all the first hour. We haven't talked about no sports.
Why does it have to go straight to meat talk when I come on?
Because you bring out meat energy.
Hey, pause.
Laws.
That's unbelievable.
You old cats in your words.
Unbelievable. All right, Matt, let's dive into brass tacks here. Michael Penix Jr. ran a 4.46 40, the faster than Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, Marcus Mariota, also had a 37-inch vert, and now everyone, Dick Ryder's casual Twitter guru, can probably say he'll be the number one pick. Where are you at, Matt? Go.
I mean, I think he's a really good player. He's not the number one pick.
I hate this shit.
He showed out.
I hate
showed out at his pro day.
I hate the Twitter guru, Matt. I just hate it.
He did show out at his pro day, though. I mean, and he had a great year, and he's a first-round pick. So
yes, so did Johnny Manziel.
Throwing on air. I wonder when this will stop being so important.
Yes,
so,
I wish
all these. I'm sorry, but as a guy who works with people for pro day, every single pro day I've ever been to is such a waste of fucking time.
It's a ooh and all. It's me and you going out there.
It's like a bunch of fucking just alpha males sitting around stroking each other up. And, oh my God, look at him. He's amazing. And nobody's in pads and nobody's getting hit. And everybody, like, you've got some fucking GA offensive line coach holding the bags for the O-line. And you got some wide receiver coach running the defensive drills. And like, it's almost, in my opinion, it's almost a slap in the face to all the young men that are trying to go to the league, because a lot of these fucking pro days are a joke, an absolute straight joke, where they send like 2 or 3 scouts and it's a total waste of time. And I'm sorry, but a lot of these players that are going high are already going high, and they already know who they're going to draft. They already have boards. They don't like, no one's going to just jump from the 4th round to undrafted or undrafted to the 4th round. It very rarely happens. So I personally think that there's nothing more played out in this entire business, the business I'm in.
He paused? Weird. That's fucking weird. It's Illuminati. Weird. Smitty, are you with us?
What the fuck was that?
Oh, man, Matt, you scared me. You gave me chills, Matt. I had to say pause for a different reason, because you paused literally and figuratively. And I hope Bailey cut that. You could clip that, because, Matt, it was almost a profile picture waiting to be put on a banner. You were like this, and it stayed there. Are you paused again?
No, man. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck just happened.
I think Puff Daddy got a hold of us.
I was just saying that the pro days are a waste of time, and I think they should cancel the events. There's no point in doing them. None of the big time, all the big time guys are thrown on air. Half of them don't even work out. I think it's a sham, and just a big opportunity for everybody to get together and slap each other on the back and fake hug and fake handshake and all this fake brotherhood and camaraderie and shit, which isn't real either. The football's a business. All of it, all the like, hey brother, love you. Let's meet up. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. None of that's real. It's all just the way people talk to each other. I think that pro days are absolute sham, and they should get rid of them. Period.
And the combine as well, right?
I mean, look, if I mean, let's be real. The combine is also a fucking joke. It's a joke. Like it's a fucking joke. And look, if you can't tell if a kid can play off of the film, then you shouldn't be in the position you're in as a coach or an evaluator of talent or a GM. Period. The combine is at least everybody's in one spot and you're invited there, rather than these pro days where you got to fly around to 18 different places to, like, go to. And one day you'll go to out here in Denver, you go to Air Force, CSU, and CU in one day. And by the time they get to see you in the afternoon, every scout's sitting there like, man, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. This is some dumb shit. You know what I'm talking about, Coach. You've seen it.
That's a great point that no one else on any other show will break down like we're about to real quick with you. I want to dive into, if you're a true professional in this business and you were hired for the right way, meaning you were a hired guy with experience, hands-on experience, playing, coaching, GA, and going up the ranks. Let's even say you're a nepotism hire, but you're a Belichick son and you understand the business. You've been around it since you're a little kid. You've been in those rooms and war rooms. You've been in GM meetings. You understand what it takes. Wouldn't you, is the question to you right here, wouldn't you think that I'm going to go turn over rocks and go watch people that I don't have a lot of film on to maybe find a gem in the rough or the diamond in the rough to say, because I'm trying to figure this whole combine thing out. I already have 4 complete years, over 40 game films on Michael Penix between South Florida, Indiana, and Washington. 3 different leagues with multiple NFL talented rosters. So I'm going to look at those players. Okay, I've seen him play against Ohio State, Matt. I've seen him play against fucking SC and everybody else in the Big 12, including Michigan in a championship game. I've got to see enough on film. I can also say that for Drake May, Caleb Williams, every single person. Why don't I go look at the quarterback? Yeah, why don't I go look at the quarterback at Eastern Illinois, who I think is going to be pretty damn good, or Western Illinois, I'm not sure. And I'm going to see him do the shirt and short workout. I want to see him up close.
And you see, like, I would have more respect for the talent evaluators. And if I was ever like a draft analyst, this is one thing, like, every city's got their fucking radio draft guru, right? Like the guy who goes to the East-West Shrine game, the guy who goes to the All-Star games, and he sits there and strokes all the fucking guys who are about to get drafted off, and they're all buddies on Twitter and shit, right? I would have more respect for the guys who evaluate talent if they actually like dove into the rest of the draft. Being an undrafted guy, maybe it's just me, but like, bro, you want me to do a fucking show at 10 a.m. on the first round? Okay, at 9 o'clock when I get off this show, I'll go sit down in front of Sports Center and just watch for an hour, and then I'll sit back down at 10 and regurgitate all the horse shit I just heard, and there's your fucking show at 10 o'clock. It takes absolutely no skill whatsoever to evaluate the first fucking round. Those are all the top players, quote unquote, that these guys have deemed the top players, and the other kids get shit on and they don't get the same kind of shine, and then everyone's like, oh my God, Max Crosby came out of nowhere. Oh my God, Tom Brady came out of nowhere. Oh my God, Tony Romo's undrafted. Oh my God, Kurt Warner. Like Shannon Sharp, 7th rounder. Oh my God.
Lee Roethlisberger, FCS guys.
Well, yeah, but Ben Roethlisberger went 10th overall. Like, he's still a first round.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. This is like if.
But I'm saying mid-majors. I'm talking about mid-majors.
Miami of Ohio.
Well, that's true too. But at the same time, you've got the talking heads and the agenda pushers and all the ESPN idiots, and everybody's sitting there going, "Oh, we can only talk about the first round. That's the only thing that gets clicks." And they don't know. Again, they don't understand their base. And in my opinion, there's so many football fans that dive into this on their own through PFF and so many other avenues to try and find diamonds in the rough, to try and find great players late, because that's how you build your team. Any good coach knows you don't build your fucking team like in college. Pete Carroll and Nick Saban can get 15 first-round draft picks a year. Well, in the league, you get 1. So you better be able to evaluate the rest of the rounds and the undrafted guys and bring in kids all over the place that can play. Seattle, 2 years ago, they drafted the kid out of A&M Kingsville, the Wooten kid. What was that, 3rd, 4th round? Well, he was first team all fucking pro.
Corner, 6'4" corner.
Exactly. They can run and jump through the roof. Not one outlet media-wise talked about him. No one. Because he wasn't one of Mel Viper Kuiper's or Todd McShay's fucking cronies.
Yeah.
He's not one of the guys. And I think that is the absolute worst way to do this job. And that's the only way they do it.
This is a crazy part. Like when Pete Carroll took what's my name? Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin.
He's a hell of a player now.
Kid I got lucky enough to coach in JUCO, obviously. Went to West Virginia.
Bruce has been playing forever, dog.
So here's the thing about it. Like, he also took him in the first round. Nobody was going to take him. He was Big East, I think, at the year player of the year on defense at West Virginia. He did a hell of a job after JUCO played at Mount Sac. Buddies of mine, all were the head coach there at the time. He goes there and he takes him in the first round because Pete Carroll had his eye and hand on the JUCO life and knew what he liked. And he always recruited tall, long, athletic kids who can run. And I knew about the Wooten kid only because Pete Carroll took a guy named Sharice Wright at USC when no one else wanted him. And he was 6'4" corner, and he was long as fuck. He also wanted Jimmy Smith from the same high school, Colton High School, who had
Jimmy
4
Smith,
NFL
Colorado
players.
Buffalo, baby. Colorado Buffalo, Jimmy Smith.
They all were there at the same time. And I was just talking about a Colorado Buffalo today. Did you play at Colorado with my kid, Thomas Perez?
Was he there from 2000 to 04?
Yeah, running back. He was Suge Knight's nephew.
No, he wasn't there when I was there.
He must. When did you were there? 2000 to 04?
I was there 2000 to 04.
You know what? He came after you. He got there because Darian coached him. He was a running back, big, huge running back. Suge's cousin, nephew. I coached him at Compton College. He goes to Colorado
I think I remember talking to somebody about this, but it was after I was gone.
He came with Suge. Suge gave him a Black American Express card. He thought he was the shit, and he kind of was a bust, but he was a big time dude. But he was enabled from Suge. Anyway,
weird. You mean when young guys are enabled early, it doesn't work out very well?
Well, it was the common day NIL. That's what Smitty and I were just talking about. He had a Black American Express card, which was his NIL today, basically.
Nice.
and Darian was like, "You're fucking this up." He was after you. Yeah, he was after you. Yeah, Colton had Alan Bradford, my kid Brad Sorensen, and Daniel Sorensen, by the way, who played for the Chiefs. Brad went to the NFL as a quarterback. They had 6 NFL guys on one roster. Anyway, Sharice Wright, 6'4" corner. Pete always had an eye for the talent in those guys and kind of a diamond in the rough that we're talking about right now. Like, go find those guys. I think that's what keeps GMs or gives GMs the names that they have. Look at the Eagles guy. Look at the Chiefs guy. They have drafted guys unconventionally and have saved money by doing so, similar to Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick. By the way, all those teams have Super Bowls.
Like with the McDuffie kid from Washington, he was a 3rd rounder. Like people were like, he's 3rd, 4th round. And the Chiefs took him at the end of the 1st round. Everybody's like, oh my God, the end of the 1st round, what are they doing? And he's an all-pro. Bro, it's about the scheme you run, the coaching you have. I mean, I had JT O'Sullivan on my show on Wednesday, and I played with JT in Europe, and he was a backup in the league for about 14 years. Really, really smart cat, like very, very laid back personality wise. So he can handle, like, he's not afraid to walk up and grab your face mask and say, hey, meathead, get your shit together. But he's also your boy. Like, really easy to play for. Like, that's the way, as an offensive lineman, that's the way I always talk about quarterbacks. I'm not playing with him. I'm playing for him. Like, he's an extension of the coach. The quarterback, I don't look at the quarterback and be like, hey, bro, high five. I'll do that with the other 10 motherfuckers. With the quarterback, it's lock in. Yes, sir. Let's go to fucking work. And I can't help it, bro. I got moved to offense in the NFL. The first quarterback I ever walked into a huddle with was Chad Pennington. And then it was Brett Favre. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm snapping the ball at Brett Favre. I'm not going to say, hey, what's up, son? Nah, dog. Yes, sir, Brett Favre, sir. Like, let's make sure that old Southern weirdo over here doesn't get hit. So I look at the quarterback position differently, bro, and I just wish that everybody would.
Intriguing. It's
the ultimate leadership position, in my opinion.
Good segue for this right here. That I got two things. I want to go back to Penix, but I want to show you what a GM just said recently to defend kind of my old ass on the porch yelling at the clouds. But it actually has something to do with what you just said.
We did have a situation a few years ago where I traded a player, and the guy was kind of an idiot, to be honest. And it was part of a trade. It actually was a great trade for us. We got a good player in the trade. He ended up being a great player for us. I was conflicted about trading this guy to the other team because he was a young draft pick, even though the coaches felt like this guy was an idiot. So I'm looking for him. I call him on my phone. I say, come up to my office. So he comes up to my office, and he's got an ice cream cone. So I say, why don't you sit down? So he takes the ice cream cone, okay, this is a true story, and he throws it towards my trash can, but he misses. It hits the side of the can, and it rolls on the carpet, and I have all this vanilla ice cream. And so, like, in a span of, 10 seconds, I go from feeling bad about telling this guy that I was trading him to, rejoicing. I was like, dude, I traded you to the Chargers, to the Rams. And he was just, sunk in his chair. And I didn't feel bad for him at all, because just that act of throwing.
That was my point that you just made. I think these kids now have zero clue for any sort of, I guess I'm going to say, reading the room.
Discernment.
They have no respect for elders, and they cannot read a room.
Everyone thinks they're equal. I deal with this all day.
The kids think they belong in your
think that we're on the same fucking level.
And that's my argument, Matt. And I agree with you. You both give me feedback. You both give me some bite back on what I say about this. But this is why I always stand. That's why I'm always the guy saying that the coaches do have the right to do certain things because they have earned it. These kids have not. But the kids are on the same playing field as us. They think that they're 17 and should deserve the same amount of money. They should tell the adult in the room what and not that. Mom, you better be home by 8. What the fuck are we doing? We flipped.
No, bro. I all I do in my gym these days is try and convince kids to work hard.
And guess what? I was
talking
about Hey, man,
it's fucking exhausting, bro. It makes me hate the job. It makes me hate the business I started and I have committed 15 years to. It makes me wake up and fucking not want to go to work.
Matt,
really?
I learned a long time ago.
I can't tell you how much I fucking hate working at that place sometimes for the simple fact that, number one, the community despises me. And regardless of what I do, I can't get ahead with all these fucking stuck-up white people here in Parker and Highlands Ranch who think that, football's hobby town. And I don't. I'm from Colorado. I don't know why they have to be so soft as fuck about this. I'm not. And number two, there's been a huge fucking change in the way the kids think. Kids walk in now and I try and teach them something and they roll their eyes and look at the ceiling. And I'm like, what's your deal, bro? This is the way you talk to your coaches. He's like, my coach doesn't really coach me. He just kind of tells me to line up and I do what I want. And I'm like, oh, you're special. And then then they don't understand why I'm on their ass trying to teach them something. And then it turns into I'm sitting down with their parents and the parents are saying to me you should show my child some respect. And I'm like, I should show your kid respect? Look at where you are. I played in the league for 6 years on both sides of the ball, and I need to show your high school kid respect? What the fuck are you talking about? Maybe this is why your kid's such a punk. And I'm telling you, you know how JB always says, all the college coaches are leaving and going to the NFL so they can work with men. Yeah, they're not wrong either. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, I love what I do. But there's a part of me inside, in my heart, that I can't believe I'm about to say this, that absolutely fucking hates it.
Well,
I dread going to my own facility half the time just because I know I'm going to have to walk in there and deal with have you guys ever seen the show Daria on MTV back in the day? Ooh. If you look it up, it's the fucking chick who hates everything and she can't do anything and like she doesn't give any effort, but she expects the world and she like complains when things doesn't work for her. And the fucking like the intro music was la 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 la. That was Daria, right?
Yeah.
Well, I work with like 95% Darias.
Damn. So with that being said, are you considering? I don't want to put you on the. You ain't got to answer this, but are you considering like saying fuck it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to pay fucking bills, but at the same time, like if I would absolutely rather. I say it all the time. I wish I could go coach real motherfuckers.
Hold on, though. Time out. Okay, so I want to clarify because yesterday we had this argument and you told me 90% of these kids work hard nowadays.
Well, I'm saying that the kids that I work with, like the Drake Nugents and the Rosengardens, there's a difference. I just said 95%. So that's 5%. And yesterday I said 10. So we'll say 7.5. We'll meet in the middle. There's a small contingent of kids who are still motivated by wanting to get to the league. And I'm not saying everybody that doesn't work with me is a turd, but I am saying that if you bring 10 kids in, 8 or 9 out of those 10, the other 2 are going to be yelling at them. Like yesterday, Breck and Tank. Tank is at Oregon State and going to be a senior. He leaves in May. And Breck has 20 offers and he's going to be a junior at IMG and he's home on spring break. They were literally threatening the other kids in the group. Like threatening them, I'm going to beat your ass if you make me run again, because it was so like, oh, I have to work out today. And it's, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not the only one that thinks like this. Well, yes, I do think there's a lot of kids that work hard because my room's full. I'm not going to get mad at anybody for being there. But at the same time, bro, like at what point does attendance stop counting?
Well, this is the argument I made yesterday. That's why I was like, I said what you're saying now yesterday, and then I thought you guys were fighting back. I get the differences in who you're talking about, but I want to be clear here, though. It takes zero talent to give effort. This is why we did as a whole when I coach. It takes zero talent to give fucking effort, and that's what I don't believe. If you can't count in the weight room loud, and I hear it loud, then we're gonna run. Counting, yes, counting matters.
Yeah,
like people don't realize the little things is what adds up to a big fucking pussy later on. But here's my overall point, Matt. To your point of let's say all these kids are so soft across the country that I've been harping on. Those kids eventually, some of them will get through the cracks and be in the man's league, the NFL, and we'll be discussing their soft asses in the NFL in 5 years. And that is my point to what I was saying yesterday. Wow, these kids are the ones that get through the cracks because of talent and coaching that you just mentioned, or lack thereof that you just mentioned also. You said the high school kid doesn't coach me. He tells me to go line up. It's coaching it or allowing it. And that is why, in my opinion, we are the worst we've ever been in the profession, because we allow more shit than coach it. And that is why these kids do what they do.
You're right, too. And look, I know that I kind of the conversation's a little bit different than it was on Wednesday in regards here. And you can think that I flipped, whatever. Go back and actually watch Wednesday. I think the conversation.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But at the same time, this is a great, like, I'm reading the comments right now from JRG777. You need to get the kids from the rough part of Denver, Park Hill, 5 Points, Montbello area. Bro, I am so glad you brought this up. I grew up in a fucking 75-foot double-wide trailer with no heat or air conditioning. I needed football. I need football. I don't just like football when it's nice and I can dress up like a Madden character.
Right.
I want guys that need football. If you need football, I can say we're going to run through this wall, and you may fail at 99 times, but on the 100th time, you're going to go and you're going to succeed, and then you're going to be like, oh my God, see the process.
Yeah.
And I can actually teach when someone needs it. But when all you do is like it, like is an emotion, bro. Need is that's a fucking biological fact. No I need oxygen. I need water. I need food. You know, I need to live instead of I like it.
Here's the take I have. I'm going to leave it at this to move in. I want to go back to Penix for a minute with you because I want to get your professional evaluation on a couple of things. I only wanted players that hated losing more than loving winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe we have that anymore. Kids do not hate losing whatsoever. And that's not for football. I'm not talking that. That's for basketball, football, life in fucking general. They have zero regret, zero value of a life, little less their own life. This is why you see these fucking clowns in society doing what they're doing. They don't hate losing anymore. They think they can win by getting on YouTube or being an IG model overnight and saving their day. And it's like a false reality we live in now because of social media. I'm so glad DeSantis is banning social media in Florida for under 14-year-olds. I thought it was great. I said, fuck it. Yeah. He also took out squatting. Squatting's illegal in Florida now. I might be moving to Florida. Fuck this.
Squatting like what? Squatting in a house or squatting in a
squatting in a, like California is being riddled, bro. California is being riddled. Well, squatting for men should be banned too.
All leg press, Matt.
Yeah. Fuck.
Leg extensions and leg curls.
I just want to say, the great state of Florida, we will not squat. Ever.
Hey, let's dive into Penix real quick.
Balls.
He's a left-hander.
That shit.
He's a left-hander, Matt. You and I know there's been very, very far and few between lefties that have had big-time careers. Okay,
fucking Tim Tebow.
Yeah, Steve Young, a top 5 quarterback of all time, in my opinion. Being a lefty, Tua's stop.
Tua's a good lefty.
Well, I'm just saying he's not. I'm talking about. Let's not talk about Tua. I'm talking about in the history of football. Let's talk about the history of football to this point. I'm just saying.
You're the Rinzen.
You've had. Oh my. So anyway,
lefty. R.I.P. brother.
You had Kenny Stabler, right? Yeah, Kenny Stabler. You had Steve Young.
Was Theismann lefty? Theismann was a lefty. Yeah, are you sure?
You had Boomer Esiason.
I'm pretty sure Theismann was a lefty.
You had Boomer Esiason. Boomer considered pretty fucking good, right? You had
Boomer was awesome, yeah.
Okay, you've had Michael Vick. Michael Vick, right?
Now Michael Vick threw the cleanest spiral I've ever seen in my entire life,
and probably one of the biggest arms.
Huge arm. God, what a fucking athlete!
If somebody says Warren Moon was lefty, I'm gonna sock the fuck out of you and then block you. Number one. Number two,
I'm gonna just say it's because.
Okay, so we're trying to find lefties, is my point. We're trying to fucking come up with lefties. Mark Brunell was another one I could think of. All right, so we have a few, right? So my point of this whole conversation is, please explain to the novice fan, because I broke this down a couple weeks ago when I said lefties are being looked at very, very harshly by GMs and coaches right now on certain particular rosters. So I want to dive into something that no one's going to do on any show. Please explain, and we and I can have a conversation about this. Michael Penix has to be selected to a roster that fits a left-handed QB, and to a roster that the offensive play caller is going to understand that not only in his tutelage and fundamentals that I have to coach on a day-to-day basis, which I've done for several left-handers, I also have to understand which hash mark I have to get on for third down play calls, because if I have to sprint this kid out, I'm not sprinting him right on the short side of the football field. I got to think totally different. And now let me ask you this question, Matt. Do you have a backside tackle, which is now my right tackle, and he's not my highest paid tackle? So let me ask you, do I take my high paying left tackle and move him to right where he does not want to play, because right tackles don't get the same money?
And look, bro,
all these things. Explain this to a T, please. Explain that.
I mean, look, this is why people come on this show, because you actually learn something. If you don't think that there's a massive difference, just look. It's one of the reasons why I think Bill Walsh is so good. He had to deal with 2 Hall of Famers at the same time. And there were several circumstances where Joe Montana would be in or get hurt or something. And then Steve Young would go in, and they have to run the same offense from a left-handed quarterback perspective. So not only does that, it changes everything on the field from a coaching perspective. It changes the offensive line sets. It changes.
Hey, by the way, not to cut you off, but I heard there was rumors that Steve Young could have taken over earlier, but they did not want to sacrifice the the verbiage change in a lefty, so they stuck on the Montana.
They couldn't, and then there was I can't remember where Joe was going to get traded, but he was going to get traded before he got traded to Kansas City.
To the Colts.
Something like that. It fell through and it didn't work. Damn. And then all of a sudden he had to sit, and then there's a lot of pressure on it too. Are we going to start Montana or Young? Montana's got 4 rings. Young doesn't have shit. So on and so forth. So, but look, the left-handed quarterback thing is real. And I think that it's Michael Penix Jr. I'm sure he wants to go first overall. Who doesn't? But I think it would behoove him to maybe wait to go 25, 26, 27 and sit for a year and really learn. And I understand he's older, but who gives a shit? You're playing quarterback, bro. Play till you're 40. No one's going to touch you. So I think that the fact that people don't understand this, for example, all right, let's just see in the comments, what's the difference between sprint out and bootleg? Let me just ask you that one question when we're talking about quarterback play in the National Football League. Anybody, if you can answer that question, what's the difference between sprint out and bootleg?
Well, wait. Let's wait for one. I want to see.
I'm reading the comments right now. Anybody gives me that answer off the top. Smitty, you could tell me if you think your running back is on the backside. Wrong. No. Play action. Wrong. No, they're both play action. One is a fake handoff. Both of them are fake handoff. Wrong. The world is not made for left-handed people. That's true. Boot is a strong arm side. What? Sprint out is a quick throw. They're both quick throws. Run a wishbone. Wrong. All right, so this is what we're talking about. All right, so look.
This is why the common fan who plays fantasy fucking football thinks they know football.
But that's why they here. That's why they're here to learn, though, JB. That's why they're here to learn.
Sprint out is usually to an overloaded front, or excuse me, to a closed front with just a tight. So it would be 11 3x1 tight end ISO right, and the 3x1 would be left, and then we would everybody would go with the action. So the entire offensive line runs with the action. Direction. The tight end runs with the action, and the 3x side comes over the top. So after the play action, which is just the quarterback getting the ball and running right, he's running right out of it. So so now he's throwing into a loaded side here with the 3 receivers. So that's sprint out. Everybody going with the offensive line.
Yeah.
Bootleg is the exact opposite of this. Bootleg is going away from the offensive line. So now when the offensive line runs zone left, stallion, double L stallion, outside zone left, it's a hard sell play fake, and a bootleg around, and then all of your receivers have ran across the field in a 3x1 or 2x2 set to create some kind of levels or mirror route concepts. So sprint is with the offensive line. Bootleg is away from the offensive line. It's simple. But it sure does get complicated if you have a right-handed quarterback as the starter, and we run bootleg and sprint out a particular way every time in training camp and every day, and then all of a sudden you put a backup in who's left-handed. Everything has to flip. And I understand that it may not seem like that big of an issue, but it is on the field. It 100% is on the field, because I'm telling you, this is an old offensive line adage that I heard. If we're all wrong together, we're right. But it only takes one guy to screw the pooch.
Yeah.
Hey, let's break it down like no one else will. Take us to the film room, Bailey. Go ahead. All right, let's watch a lefty then. Tua.
All right, so stop it.
Perfect segue.
Stop it. Now, right here, off the bat, this is 21 2x1 tight end scissor right I formation. Now, when he moves to the left, and then stop it right before it snapped, right when he crosses the quarterback's ass. That is called scissoring, and not the way you weirdos think. That's not what we're talking about. It's called a scissor tight end or fullback. He crosses the line. They go right, he goes left. It's the misdirection part of this. So now when he runs over here, now you've got a 2x1. You see how they're going right and he's going left? Scissor. Boom, just like that. You see how Tyreek Hill's following him and shit? Yeah. I understand it's kind of a muff play and he's putting the ball on the ground, but regardless, it's about what we're talking about. This would turn into bootleg. Everybody runs right. The tight end sleeps into the the flat on the other side, and he hard sells play action and dumps it to the back off of the action.
And
of the
52 is naked.
Exactly. And you're keeping the outside defensive end just like that. Now this was obviously a run play because the tight end's going to block him. But if it was a pass, 81 would just run by the defensive end.
Throw it right over the top.
Right in the flat. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
now you've got.
Let's talk brass tacks here. Hash marks in the NFL. Matt, explain the difference between college and pro and why Penix is going to have an issue with the wide hash marks in college versus the tight in the NFL.
So the wide hash marks in college allow you to always be in an angle so you can attack space pretty much every play. If you're on the far hash mark, you can run left. If you're on that hash mark, you can run right. You've got tons of space and real estate to work with. In the National Football League, the hash marks are extremely tight, which means you're always in the middle of the field. So you don't necessarily have the same kind of ability to run right or left just based on your alignment.
So for Michael Penix, so this is so explain for the court, explain, understand. So for right now, as a play caller, I'm getting Tua to the right hash here because his comfortable and more space to the left, which is his left prominent throwing hand, obviously, which we're going to have to do for Michael Penix. Does a team drafting Michael Penix have a Miami play caller and or a roster that is conducive for a Michael Penix? This is why I believe Michael Penix will fall in the draft. So here he goes. Bring the running back, and now let's see what they do. Probably something to his left.
And then, bam, right there.
Front side. It makes sense.
Well, then check this out, though, too. Look.
But it's hash,
Look at the offensive line, though. Stop. Don't start anything yet, Coach. Stop.
Okay.
All right, go let the defensive line put their hand down so I can talk about the front.
You want to see the angle?
Stop right there. We're good. All right, so left-handed quarterback. All right, right now, it looks like Miami is in empty. I'm going to go 0-2 empty with two tight ends on the field right there at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who's at the top, but who gives a shit? So 0-2 empty. So you've got no backs, two tight ends, 3x2. So 0-2 with 3x2 empty. The 3x2 side, the 3 side gets a levels concept. Now, defensively, it looks like the Chargers are in over, and that's a heavy 0. So let's go over. Yeah, so over nickel, 2 true linebackers, 6 and 9 are the 2 true linebackers. 51's a wide 3 technique, 97's a 9 technique. Sebastian Day is a 0 and then a backside 5. Okay, so that's an over front with a 0. So this is like it's a little bit of a game plan front, but we'll still call it over.
Yeah,
so
I'm still going to call it a 40 because I have a 3 technique.
Right.
So as long as we know there's a 3 technique on the field, and all these guys are penetrators. The reason they do shit like this, guys, they've got a 9, 3, 5, and a 0. The 0 is the odd man out. He's the guy who's the 2 gapper. They do this a lot because of cutback lanes. So that's when you see like 5, 3, 1, 4-eye. The 4-eye on the backside is there to stop the cutback. He's 2 gapping. That's why you've got a 0 here. Their cutback lane is probably the A gap. So they game plan that he's going to be the 0-2 gapper. Everybody else is going to penetrate. So all that said, you've got 2 true linebackers on the field, and they're in nickel. Now, the majority of the time, this protection would go to the quarterback's left, I guess. Well, excuse me. This protection would go to the quarterback's right.
Right.
Because you would be protecting his back. This one flips. So now you've got your big money tackle, Armstead, at right tackle instead of left, which is what JB just said. They do a 3-man slide left, and then they isolate the 2 guys backside here and rock one-on-one. So the defense is playing an over front, but in reality, they're playing an under front. Over front's a first down defense, and under front is a second down defense where you're trying to isolate the pass rushers.
Hey, Matt, I want to break this down with you on the board real quick because I want to show everybody what that means because it's critical, and I don't think these people understand this.
I love this shit right here. Matt breaking it down right now. I love this shit.
And look, you can go on Cameo if you've got any questions about this and ask, and I can do a breakdown for you at the gym. We're on Twitch now and TikTok and everything. You know that. So we'll be in the film room doing all this as much as humanly possible. So, and then at 10 o'clock today, we'll be on Twitch as well if you guys want to check it out.
All right, so it turned into 12 personnel, Matt, when the back came to the backfield. and now we single back, and we have slot over here. Here's what we're saying. The reason in empty protection, we're going to block towards the hand of the Q. We're going to block away from the hand of the Q because we have to protect the backside of his throwing hand because he's a lefty. So that means we have a hot in his face because he's a lefty. I can see who's coming at me, and we don't have to protect it. We can protect his backside, which would usually be 99% of right-handed QB. We would be sliding this way. That changes the OC's entire mentality, and personnel-wise, my right tackle has to protect a left-handed unknown commodity at QB. That is why this is a huge thing to draft Michael Penix. You have to protect completely differently with a left-handed quarterback.
Matt, let me ask you this, Matt, real quick. How difficult is it for an offensive lineman, specifically a tackle, to move from left to right tackle? Like is that is it common? Is it an easy switch for most tackles, or is it pretty difficult?
I don't think it's common. I think it's pretty tough. Personally, I think it would be a hard move, especially if you've been so conditioned on one side. Now, is it impossible? No, but I personally would think, I never played tackle, bro.
Yeah,
but personally, I would think it's pretty tough.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, Matt, I just wanted to show a lefty. I just wanted to show a left-handed QB so we could get a sense on what's going on when it comes down to drafting Michael Penix. I don't think people realize that it's not an easy draft decision, even though he ran 4.4 and he looks pretty for all you common fans out here who don't understand. But we can watch this film, which I've seen a little bit of.
4.4 to slide.
And I'm looking at some of his throws, and they're not accurate. That's a bad ball right there, contrary to all your beliefs.
Watch this one.
This ball right here is a bad ball.
That's a pick.
That's a pick six. But this is the one that I see. See, that's a struggle to hop his hips and turn back and throw that ball as a lefty from the left hash. Remember, he'll be on the left hash in the NFL throwing that comeback to the right side of the football field. So it is a completely different deal. You can have a strong arm, bro, but you're not going to understand this. And Cameron Lowe, shout out to Cam. He was one of my tackles in college, played for me at Compton College. I used to make him move to right and left. He was an All-American tackler in JUCO. I would make him move both sides of the tackles because
I love that shit.
During the game?
Yes, bro. Like if you play sides, you play right and left the whole game.
Right here, Smitty. He just said JB would make me practice at right and move me to left during the game.
That's because most of us offensive linemen are not going to be 15-year starters at left tackle in the NFL.
Right.
A lot of tackles in college are going to have to play guard. A lot of guards are going to have to play center.
Especially Matt guys.
If you can't do both things, if I can't play right guard, left guard, and center, and then maybe right tackle when they need me, I'm worthless. I'm not versatile. So you either have to be the best left tackle in the fucking world to keep that position forever, or you've got to be able to do multiple things, which is very similar to defensive line too. You're either the best 3 tech available, or you're playing all the positions as a backup.
Hey, before you get out of here, we've had John. I appreciate you jumping on here as we do this. I got to ask you, Shaun King comes on Thursdays. He loved being on with you. He former NFL, had a great career, Tampa Bay, Tulane, had a hell of a long career in the NFL for a journeyman. Played well too. We broke his film down. We're going to start breaking down some QBs. He has an interesting take he wanted to ask you before you got off, but he likes Deion, and of course he knows Deion well. He said yesterday on this show, and he wanted to ask you what your take was, that Deion gives him a vibe that he's leaving sooner than later for the fact that he doesn't want to dabble into recruiting high school kids or building upwards. He's building laterally to get the best transfer kids, get the best now talent, so he can win with his kids. And then if he does leave, but he said that there's heard some rumors that there's a reason why the Dallas Cowboys have not re-upped McCarthy or Dak, because the head coach and Deion Sanders and a son named Shedeur Sanders is out there maybe after this year. Give me both takes on both things.
All right, so I've spoken to Coach about this personally. If you go back and watch the interview I did with him, it's on YouTube. It was great. It was informative. I had Jeremy Bloom on my show about a month before I talked to Coach Prime face-to-face, and Jeremy came out and just said, Jeremy's even more interwoven in it than I am, that there's been an extension on the table for Coach Prime forever, and he didn't sign it. Now, Coach Prime reached out to me over DM after he watched the interview, so he's watching, and said that's not true. There's no extension on the table. So there's something going on there. I don't know. I'm just in the middle of it. Let's play both sides here. Would I be surprised if he didn't come back to Colorado after this year and just went to go watch his boys play and watch Travis? No, absolutely not. I would not be surprised. And honestly, I don't know how, as a father myself, I would be mad at him about that. If you have the opportunity to do it, bro, good for you. You want to go watch your kids and be part of their journey?
You know that'll be a very talked about discussion.
Oh, very talked about, bro. It's going to get blown up here, and I didn't even say anything. So, but then on the other side, I obviously want him to stick around and want him to build something. And he's told me to my face, I'm not going anywhere. And he said it multiple times in the media. I'm not going anywhere, yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to believe here, bro. I don't know. I know that he's recruiting as if he's going to stay. And I don't know how, if he doesn't stay, how that's going to go over with Jordan Seaton and guys like that. I'm sure the transfer portal will fill up fast. Just like we talked about on Wednesday, or yesterday, guys don't go to Colorado to play for Colorado. They go to Colorado to play for Coach Prime. So if he's not there, I can't imagine the majority of those guys would stay. But I don't know the answer to this question, and I'd like to think he sticks around and builds a powerhouse. But today, in today's society, the way things roll, the way everything's documented on social media, I don't know the answer to this question, and I don't know. I'd like to think he stays, but I'm not going to be surprised if he doesn't. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that take. I got
real.
Let me ask you, address the Dallas Cowboy thing now. Could you?
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up. So look,
see those two go.
If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I am doing everything humanly possible to get Shedeur Sanders in a Dallas Cowboy uniform. Everything. It will not only, I'm not saying that he's going to be better than Dak. We'll see. But it will be the highest selling jersey in the National Football League. You'll have more eyes. I guarantee you, if he goes to the Cowboys, that Prime probably doesn't coach. Because then Prime will want to go watch his son and be engulfed in the same community that he balled out and won multiple Super Bowls in. So I'd like to think that, I think that's the best fit for him, too, other than the Broncos. I mean, I think the Broncos are also a great fit for Shedeur as well. He's right down the street. The thing is, I think Denver is going to be really, really bad. And I think Dallas is probably going to win 10, 11, 12 games and then be out in the first or second round again and not make the NFC title game. And then you've got a different problem there on how you move up to get him. So I personally think that Shedeur is either going to be a Bronco or a Cowboy next year, and we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's interesting. Matt, as always, appreciate the realness coming on.
Hey, how about this? Coach Prime will become the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Now, I mean, for real? So you're telling me they draft Shedeur and then fire McCarty and bring in –
No, there's no firing. There's no firing. This is why Shaun and I talked about this. There's no firing. There's a reason why they're holding off Dak's extension, and McCarthy has no contract past this year.
We'll just let him walk.
It would be over. I'm going to hire a new coach. Yeah.
Sure.
Interesting.
I'm not against it. I think you want to drive clicks and you want to have more eyes in the fucking world on your franchise. Go hire Coach Prime as the head coach and get Shedeur as his son in the National Football League. Shit.
The only problem I have is that Prime Deion Sanders, Coach Sanders, I like to call him now, hasn't yet proven that he can coach at that level. That's all.
No one cares
the
about
NFL is a little different than college, man. I think you realize you're going to have to coach those guys at some point, or you're just going to be another coach.
I don't think that would be a problem with Coach Prime. It may be a problem with other guys, but not him. I think he would put enough people around him to kind of kind of be able to deflect that and just
if he doesn't win at Colorado this year, something of a bowl game or some sort of a significant leap, and then gets hired in Dallas as a head coach, we do
there'll be a lot of haters. Yeah.
Well, not it's not even. I'm not even talking about the hate. I'm just talking about the mere fact that we probably will have never seen a guy move up the ladder like he has without ever winning any meaningful game. He lost.
Well, I watched Lane Kiffin get hired at 30 years old in the National Football League.
So did Sark as a position coach.
You know, Lane Kiffin was the head coach of the Raiders at 30.
No, Lane. I know. Yeah. Well, that again, nepotism and who his dad is. I mean,
and remember, Al was a little woohoo at that point too.
And Al to this day hates Lane Kiffin.
What?
Al's dead, so Mark.
Yeah, well, he still hates him. All right, so shout out Matt to you, 60 Academy. Follow from 0 to 60 pod, and Diddy, go get you a rest.
This motherfucker said he still hates him. Matt said he's dead. He said he still hates him. I'm sorry, that shit was kind of funny.
Well, he does. His son is still alive, and he hates him.
Well, I'll be on my show at 10 a.m. It's just me today, so anybody got any questions or concerns, we can hash those out on my show. So come on over, 0 to 60 on Twitch, on YouTube, all over social media, and yeah, we'll roll.
Appreciate you, Matt.
Appreciate you, Matt. Have a good one.
See you Monday.
Peace.
JB, I think we should take a quick 5. So I know you got to pee real quick, and I know how it is when old people got to pee.
I don't got to pee.
Cool. All right, cool. What does your shirt say?
It says that my opinion offended you, then you should hear what I keep to myself.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I offended somebody, a former NFL player, and we're gonna dive into it.
Oh, forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. Hey, he came at your neck too. He called you all types of let's go.
I know he didn't.
What you gonna do about it, JB? Hey, that's how I be trying to instigate. You trying to get your boy to get pissed off.
Black people shit.
Yeah.
He called you a bitch.
Right.
I read the message. He had never said any of that, but I did go at him. We're gonna dive into that right after this. Stay tuned. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see it? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old, my back hurts, I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here, sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down, now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the flat stick basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net.
Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy, the last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real close JB's Cribs. Peace.
Batman, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody copying nobody. Every show has commercials. That's not a.
Wait, what happened?
That makes no sense. A show having commercials isn't copying somebody.
Wait, what's going on? I don't know.
You just want attention. That's why you ain't got your fucking picture at your avatar. You got a fake Batman picture.
Oh.
I'm excited right now that I'm even acknowledging you. I'm doing you a service by some dude named Batman Beyond, some little 7-year-old saying we're copying McAfee's show because we use video clips as commercials. That makes no sense. It shows you're ignorant. You have no knowledge in the production space at all. You're in your mama's basement right now eating fucking pizza rolls and ranch, playing a fucking PS5, and you're probably ass at the video game as well. You're not good at anything in life. You're not smart. You don't get no hoes, no pussy, nothing. You're horrible. You're a waste of time.
This show is a Pat McAfee wannabe. I talk to McAfee all the time. I know him personally. I've been on his show for a whole year. I don't understand how would that. Don't you think he would hit me up and say you're copying me? Yeah, this show is really similar to McAfee. God damn, some of you are dumb. I'm gonna let Smitty handle that one to this time. God, we're bad. Like we have again. This is the men in the world that I discussed to start the show off with. Think about it. Come on, man.
Hey, AR shouldn't be on the show talking shit. 7 years old, 11, 15, 21 or 32 or 79. You talking shit, I'm going to talk shit back.
And that's what I don't get. Like, Gorjan, who's been on the show member for a long time, he goes into Discord, talks shit, and then I think he wants a pass because he has a disability or so or something like that. There's no passes, dog. You still understand, and you talk shit, we talk back. Don't start none, won't be none. I don't understand. And if certain people, so you're telling me that a grown man, just because of a disability, can go at you, but you can't go back at them? I'm trying to figure it out.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Nah, you talk shit, I talk shit. I talk back, homie. That's just what it is. Sorry.
JB, man, let's transition real quick before we transition to the other thing. What happened last night with Winnable and some of your picks? I know I lost, man, because fucking North Carolina, what's his name? Cabot or Habit, the big fella, was like a one shot or one rebound away from, passing up the 27.5 point spread that I had listed. So I took an L last night. I'm a little upset about it. How did you do? Did you make some money last night, JB?
I did not. I had a normal day.
Damn.
I lost both for sure easy pick basketball games. The Bucks, which is why I come on this show and say I'm not sold when you got Dame Lillard. Am I the only one on planet Earth who said that?
You one of them. I don't know. You might be.
Trying to look real good for me on those receipts, as y'all want to call it. Number one, they lose to the Pelicans. And the Celtics, who are fucking like 17-point favorites, blew a 30-point lead 2 days ago against the same Atlanta team. Everyone picked them in Vegas, I'm sure, to win. That's probably why everybody took Atlanta that were smart bettors. I am not. Last night anyway. I still have above 60% winning percentage this week alone on winnables and on prize picks. So I'm still pretty good in betting odds. I think the average is under 40% winner. I'm above 60, so I still think I've done pretty well. But last night I only won the Boston Red Sox prediction that I made on winnables. They did beat the Seattle Mariners, which Bailey picked. I told Bailey, don't go with your home gut instinct. You have to be a better, separate the two.
Yep.
Boston game ones in history of the season are on fire usually. I'm going to go with the bigger dog. That's why I went with the Dodgers loaded lineup yesterday, and they dominated our boy Keynan, Middleton's St. Louis Cardinals team. That Dodger roster, for a guy that doesn't know too much about baseball, is fucking loaded top to bottom.
Nothing but stars, man.
Top to bottom, that Dodger team. I find it hard to find another roster in Major League Baseball that can match this Dodger lineup.
They have no excuses this year at all. Like at all. I don't care if Ohtani gambling. I don't give a fuck what's going on. They have zero excuses, man. And speaking of gambling, we got one of the biggest and best gamblers on the fucking planet about to join us here in a second. The East Coast legend, Philadelphia legend, the mob, the knower of all things when it comes to the mob and crime bosses and things like that. The one of the best hairlines in entertainment. The swag is on 10. Nobody can sleep in his bed. Got all the hoes, turns up on the weekends, works hard as hell Monday through Friday, no sleep at all. The one and only Jeff Nadu. Bring him up.
What an intro!
Hey, he's on one right now. He's been on a very good. He introduced Matt very well. I kind of am upset about it. Not that he's taken any of my light. I just think he's been hiding it the whole time. He should have been doing it the whole time. He's kind of making me work extra. So
it's kind of like, when you're like the young cat joining the team and you got star potential. You really know you a star, but you don't want to like overstep Shaq. You don't want to overstep Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to like find your little window. But then it comes a certain game where Shaq fouls out in the fourth quarter against the Pacers. And Bean said, hey, don't worry about it. I got us. He's got to take over. So right now I'm just showing a little bit of what I can do.
Hey, we're going to make some picks here today. So make sure we want to get another 50 subscribers on our Winnable page. So go check it out. Head on over to Winnable. Our link is here. Subscribe to our slap picks on Winnable.
Free. It's free right now, JB.
All free right now. Jeff may be a new addition to Winnable too after the college basketball season. Stay tuned to that. Jeff will let you all know. Hey, Jeff, I got to ask you, last night's biggest takeaway from the Sweet 16, of course, probably Alabama, but are you shocked that Illinois, facing the #1 defense in all of the land in Iowa State, figured it out and actually played pretty damn good defense themselves for being known as an offensive juggernaut? And do they have any shot at a team like UConn, who just basically blew out San Diego State, which probably nobody expected a 30-point game? You said on this game it could go, it could be big, or San Diego State could try to make it tight. 30 points is, to your point last week, we don't see those in Sweet 16s. It's starting to get kind of disheartening.
No, I think they've won eight or nine of the later than 9 last game. They've won by 13 or more. I mean, they were just crushing opponents. Look, I think when this bracket came out, the thought was that it was either going to be Auburn or Illinois that could beat UConn. That said, I'm not running or jumping over hoops to get in front of UConn. They're very good at every level. Look, it came down last night to San Diego State. They haven't made threes all year. If they would have made a few last night, the game could have been interesting. They didn't. They got smoked from three. That was an issue all year for this team. They shot 30% from the three-point line. The biggest surprise last night was the ineptitude of one of the worst coaches in the country, truthfully, on the court. He's just a disaster. Hubert Davis just lost. I mean, has no idea what he's doing. He was supremely outcoached. It's that simple. I'm not sure. I mean, the fact that guys like Wojcik were on the court in the guts of the game are just disastrous, just completely lost. I don't know what he was doing. He just completely went away from players that have played all year for him, Kadau, and guys like that. It just can't happen. Jalen Withers, guys. This guy shoots 21% from three-point. He takes that awful shot when they're up 2. It goes the other way. He then goes down and fouls Grant Nelson. Guy makes it and then hits the free throw. And they never look back. Just bad coaching. Withers should not have been in the game. Disaster.
I think Bama went on, if I'm not mistaken, like a 8-0 run to end the game, I believe. Or Grant Nelson balled out.
It just shouldn't ever happen. It can't happen. And it had a lot to do with his horrific decision making.
Hey, Jeff, before we dive into this complete Sweet 16 and who we think will get down to the Elite Eight Final Four this weekend, I gotta and I hate to put you on the spot in this little beef I have, but I have to address it because we addressed it before the commercial break, and I wanted to get into it. A former NFL punter named what's his name?
Marquette King.
I don't know who he is. I didn't even know who he was.
He's like the only black punter.
Yeah. He wrote a IG story about me. He said, imagine talking shit about someone that's actually done it and accomplished 10 times the amount of accomplishments in real life than someone I've never heard of. Now, that is an oxymoron statement. He just said, imagine talking shit about someone that's done it 10 times the amount of what I've done, and he'd never heard of me. Wouldn't that be ignorant statement? Like,
how would you know that they done more if they never heard of you? Right?
I'm trying to figure out, number one. Number two, I can easily drop a resume and showing that I've done more than you and whoever you're talking about. So I did a deep dive into this kid. I actually wrote him back. I said, what talking shit? What'd I say? Who is talking shit, homie? You can't handle the truth either. You would be... Oh, I said you would let your daughter coach in the NFL? Question. Stop it. Miss me with your soft ass shit. And then I said, and then I didn't know who he was. And I said, well, by the way, I don't know who you are either. So I'm trying to figure out why he did that. Well, I do a deep dive. I speak to some folks that I not only coached in the NFL who played on rosters with him, but then coaches I knew that coached him, and then players I've known that knew him. And I found some very alarming things. First of all, not one player I talked to liked him. Said he was a fucking horrible teammate and a pussy. Number one. Number two.
He's a fucking punter. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Number two, I found out that he married or was engaged or had a girlfriend that was apparently a what, Smitty?
A boxer.
Oh, a boxer, which is more of a, if we could all agree, more of a masculine sport.
Yep.
So it seems to me that he is being told by the pants-wearing female in the building, which is their house, to respond to me that said women shouldn't coach in the NFL. So I'm trying to figure out his main point when he said, imagine someone who's done it. So his female boxing wife coached in the NFL? Or played in the NFL? I'm confused on what's going on.
I guess in the video, he's saying I guess he's defending the women who are currently coaching at that level, saying that they've done more than you. I guess that's the only way I could kind of grasp that. I don't know. JB.
I heard that he frequents gay bars. I'm just going to say that.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not lying. I've heard from resources that I really trust that he.
Have you seen his music video?
No, I never. I know who he is. I don't know.
You gotta check it out. I just put it in the private chat.
Allegedly, he frequents gay bars. I mean, each his own. I don't care.
I want to make this clear. I'm not a part of this.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't like. I said you're out of it. I put on your social media bio that Jeff does not associate himself with this particular segment. So
now, if I can verify that he went to those places, then I will. But yeah, he's a fucking punter. Who gives a fuck?
Hey, by the way, Jeff, I have a name that I'm going to give you later.
Well, by the way, I'm going to ask. So he just out of nowhere just responded to this?
Yeah. Well, that clip is viral. So
I was going to say, you never mentioned him?
Nah, the clip is viral.
I wasn't even following him. He wasn't following me. I found out he has like a million followers. So he has.
So what is he even like going after? Like, imagine what does his accomplishments have to do with what you said? I don't.
Well, he didn't even say his accomplishments. He's talking about the females' accomplishments.
He's saying that these women that JB are referring to are coaching in the NFL since they're at the highest level. He's saying they've already accomplished 10 times more than what JB has accomplished, even though Marquette King doesn't even know who JB is.
Well, I say we get him on the show. How about that?
Hey,
put his music video up. Awful. It's not great. What do you think of that, Smitty? That's like, I don't want to tell you what kind of rap that is to me. Can I just tell you what rap that is to me?
You just said you didn't want to say it, Jeff. Now
what kind of do now, though?
I think you can say it. I'm not sure. I think
it's kind of like black guy rap, but he's trying to like get white people to listen to it only.
I feel sad. I feel
look at that video. There's a bunch of white people.
He definitely loves white girls, which is that's your thing.
White, he wants to.
I might make my first public apology today and apologize to this motherfucker because he is soft as fucking willow pussy. Holy fuck. Are we really debating with this dude? No wonder everybody I talked to said you're a fucking weirdo ass motherfucker. God damn. Anyway, let's move on amicably on this professional laid out show. I have to dive into a lot. Pause, as y'all say. By the way, I don't say that word no more. I'm not going to say it no more because I found out that I did not say it when I was young because we had no thought of it because we all were men's men then. We took pisses next to each other with our dicks out and nobody looked at it. Now all of a sudden everyone's scared of dicks in the room. I'm fucking tired of it. Anyway, I got a lot to discuss here. We got a lot to discuss, Jeff, because we like having you on at Free Game Friday because there's so much to dive into, more than just sports that you know about. First of all, do you know this guy?
Bill Cosby, P. Diddy. Looks like a mix of them too.
Okay, give me your true investigative take on this whole P. Diddy thing, honestly, because Hollywood's a real thing. Hollywood's a real thing. It seems as if a lot of people are coming out now. We don't know what's true, what's not. We're not in their deal, but I have met certain people that are really up there. You know, I've had Michael Rappaport's conversations, Ice Cube, Big 3, when I was working there with Mike Rappaport and doing some things for Big 3. I got to meet people. Russell, who's now in Bali, who we haven't seen anything. We don't even know where he's at. It's just ironic that he's the number one guy on a Epstein manifest, and then all of a sudden it's okay. We just forgot about him. He hasn't been in the country in years, and then seems that Diddy's following very similar footsteps. It seems like they walked by Diddy, did not arrest him, arrested his drug mule, who was a Syracuse Orangeman point guard. Wondering if Jim Boeheim knew about that. But anyway. Where are you at with this? Doesn't it similar vibe as the Russell thing, the Epstein thing? There's a lot of shit coming out. 50 Cent now it's talking about Jay-Z maybe next. I guess a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, listen, he better, if I'm Diddy, I would obviously think about fleeing, surely. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's still here. Russell Simmons is right in going to Indonesia. They don't have an extradition treaty. That's where Bali is. I think he has to worry about if he's here, he's going to go to federal prison for a long time. I've heard a lot of stories about this guy. Read the indictments. Read some of the things coming out about him.
Why haven't they arrested him yet, though?
Well, because I don't think they have enough yet. When they come, they're going to listen. Why do you think they're putting out all this stuff? They're doing investigations too.
I watched your video on the.
That's why they raided his house.
I watched your video on the Freed Kid, and I looked at these things, and I saw growing up. I got to be raised by a guy named Freeway Rick Ross, who went through a very similar thing back in the day, and his home was invaded by Homeland Security and the FBI combined. And it was a very professional job. There were boxes. It was lined up. They knew what they were doing, and they were going to do it in a very, very finite, detailed manner. His house was ransacked. Like they were looking for one particular thing, and they gutted the house in a hood mentality sort of way.
Realize the feds don't just raid your house for nothing, right? They're not going to come there for, something ridiculous and trivial. Listen, they already have what they want. They're just shoring up the case through stuff in his home, getting him at the wrong time. They already know what they're going to hit him with.
Or they're not going to they're going to let him get out because he is the whistleblower of all these bigger wigs.
And that's what we want to bring up. Like, I know it's a conspiracy, but Jeff, is there any truth to that at all? Where maybe they could come to his house to try to destroy evidence of some higher names to protect them?
Or they can do what they did to J.E. I'm not going to say his name. And he can go to prison and he'll be whacked or he'll kill himself. Listen, I don't know. I don't know if there's other stuff higher than this. All I know is they're going to find what they need. I don't even know if they need anything from his house. They already have this stuff. The feds don't come unless they already know they can get you. And this is why they're very successful. It's not that they can beat you. It's they will throw something in front of you and say, listen, if you go to trial, we will throw the fucking book at you and you'll never see the light of day again. So here's 20 years, plead, and this will be over. And you say, well, I guess I'll take 20 years because I really don't want to face you and the full weight of the government coming down on me. So that's what they'll do here. And that's why they're so successful. Most people will just plea, like mob guys. They'll go to a mob guy and say, hey, look, we have you on planning a murder. You could take it to trial if you want. But if you get convicted, you're going away for life. You'll never see your family again. Or you could plead. We'll give you 10 years. That's what they do.
I did 18 months in prison and in jail combination, LA County, which was probably one of the worst jails in America, even worse than some state prisons or federal prisons. I got stabbed there. I kind of been through the whole thing. I broke it down this morning. We kind of talked about, I grew up with Suge Knight. He's told me some things, and I've seen things. I want you to break down to the casual fan that don't know how the judicial system works or how people that get their first criminal charge versus having criminal charges and the point system that is entitled with it. Like I started off, obviously, even though it was my first offense, but it was a federal crime at the time when I was under 18, I still had 7 points going into jail.
Right.
And people don't know what points are probably. I don't even know if Smitty does, but
I don't. Can you explain it?
So I had 7 points, which even with no convictions prior, but they ended up giving me 13. They tapped on 6 to me. And I was the first. Luckily, I got it down and a lot of other shit happened and I got it exonerated. No longer on my record. I was a young, dumb cat. I didn't even do anything. I just did not snitch. Let's just keep it at that.
Every grouping of crimes in the federal system, which most people don't even know really exists. They think of, let's say you stick up a liquor store, they're going to come, they'll arrest you and take you to state prison. It's very simple. But the federal level so let's say you're involved in embezzlement, like you steal a bunch of shit from a business or something, and it was in another state. You're crossing state lines. It's a federal crime. So they're going to look at you. For instance, this kid, you've seen this kid, Smitty, SBF, right? Curly hair kid.
Yeah.
You just got sentenced yesterday. The feds have a point system. So immediately you get 7 points. Everyone gets 7 points. They first look at your criminal history. Have you ever been convicted or faced any judge in a federal crime? He didn't. Neither did you, right? So you have 7. You're a 1-level criminal history. So that works for you. That's good. You want to not have any crimes in your past. They then look at it and say, what's the scope of your crime? What did you actually do? So he stole more than $550 million, right?
800 million. I think I heard 800.
Well, no, he stole $8 billion. It doesn't go that high. It only goes to $550 million.
Yeah. 8 billion. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's a point scale for every amount, right?
Yeah.
I think it's every 50 million. He had the highest point total, so he has 30. plus the 7, that's 37. He also stole from more than 25 people. It's a point level that they equate to you.
It's
So
like crossing the border with a cocaine. Every border counts as a federal charge.
Right. So he has 43 points. Now, as you get more points, there's a level of how long you get on that point level. Anything over 40 is a life sentence. So once you cross 40, everything else is redundant. Now, once you get your point scale, right, that comes out through the feds, the judge, he then decides, do you get the sentencing guideline of life?
Jury, and executioner at this level.
So he could have gave him whatever.
He could give him life, right?
He could have gotten life, right? No, they gave him 25 years. Now,
no, he could have gave him life, judicially speaking, right?
Yeah, he could have gave him natural life, and he would. And in the feds, you don't get out early. You did do 85%, so he would have did. So if they give him 110 years, he'd have did 80-ish, 85 years. So he'd have gotten life. He's already 30 years old. So yeah, the feds are a way different animal than, like most people don't even know this shit. They don't even know if the federal system exists. Like Sam Bankman-Fried he also has to pay $11 billion in restitution.
Hold on real quick. I thought I knew him until I looked at him. I actually don't know this story. Can you briefly tell where did he steal this shit from? I know we don't have like crazy time, but like
show the video, Bailey. He could show it.
Yeah. He created a company called FTX.
This guy?
Yes.
Okay, so they were attempting to extort him.
Wait, hold on.
They were trying to.
So this is a kid I know. This kid Gene. He was in the mob years ago. Not anymore, but he was in with SBF and MDC. Sam Bankman-Fried ran a company called FTX. They were a crypto company where
I know that company.
Right. Essentially, you buy crypto through this company. He was taking the funds of customers and attempting to use it to pay off other businesses that he had. One called Alameda Research that was fucked. He was also using the money to buy things for himself. So he was basically stealing customer funds.
Damn, okay.
So this kid was with him in prison. I knew the kid, so I interviewed him, and he kind of told me about people were fucking with this kid in prison, so he kind of tried to help him out a little bit.
You're talking about this guy?
Yes.
Okay, so they were attempting to extort him, is what you're telling me?
They were trying to intimidate him and push up on him. I didn't like it. The dude was harmless.
So you went up to the kid and said, "I'm gonna handle this for you."
I basically told him, I told the kid, the blood kid, "You're not doing this. It's not happening. The kid's harmless. You're not doing it." And he swung at me, and that was it. I just went ballistic on him.
Now, did this guy Sam? Did he thank you at all, or?
Well, I went to the hole. I never seen him again. I went home from the hole. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Hopefully, Sam gave him a few dollars.
Yeah, Sam's, he'll be in his 50s, when he gets out. So
hey, still a lot of life to live, though. I mean, he kind of got it a little.
Yeah, but he has to pay restitution that's more than what he stole.
But see, the problem is, and this is why I don't understand about this. Smitty makes a point. He only got 25 years. Could have got life. He'll be out in about 21 years, so he'll be early 50s. Has a lot of life.
My lawyer actually said he'll probably be out in 18.
Yep,
right, because they have certain programs in the feds you could do. He'll likely teach other inmates, help them. He'll be worthy in prison. Like, he's a good person to put him. Look, he'll help other inmates. But my whole thing is sending him to prison. I get he has to serve time for his crimes, but he's a whole lot more worthy on the outside. He can earn that money back quickly. I feel like if he was out working and doing things. I don't understand why putting him in prison, what that really helps. I mean, he needs to pay his investors back, right? Sitting in prison ain't going to do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like it should be like another form of discipline. Like, I don't know if it's like a 20-year fucking house arrest, but you got to do X, Y, Z through. I don't know. Like, it should be like another thing before prison, I would say, for certain crimes like this.
Hey, Jeff, you're going to be betting baseball. So am I. I went to my first opening day game yesterday, Dodger Stadium, Dodger game.
I saw that. Yeah. I didn't know you were a baseball fan.
I'm not. But Dodgers are my team if I were to have one.
Doyers.
The Doyers. We call them the Doyers here.
They had a nice win yesterday.
Keynan Middleton. Shout out to Keynan, who's on our show every Wednesday. Pitcher for the Cardinals. Got me those great tickets. He's going to give me some
Ohtani jerseys. They all have Ohtani jerseys.
Can we watch this real quick?
We can. I think Ohtani fucked me, and I think he is a better, and I think he fucked me on his picks.
Really?
Let's go.
go, Ohtani. I got $4 million riding on you. You better not fuck this up.
Didn't he hit a home run?
6'4". That fool's 6'4". 4 mil riding on this.
Damn, good seats.
Well, they're good seats. Couldn't have better ones. By the way, Max Hess came at me in the Discord yesterday because he was like, you said you had AEs, and I just see all dudes. By the way, if you see when I turned to my friend, the guy there, it was a close-up because I didn't want to show you my AE sitting next to me because real pimps don't show their bitches. Fucking amateurs.
That's just public now, though.
No, it ain't.
Mono time. Fuck my parlay up.
Fucking gamblers.
4 million, go.
What is he doing? He's fucking up my parlay 1.5 plus bases. I bet 1.5 bases. He actually got two.
But you really bet 1.5 bases?
So we joked. He bet the under on base, or he bet the under on bases. I bet the over. He probably fucked a lot of people yesterday. It was a joke, obviously. But anyway, there's a lot of things going on. And I want to bring out one thing. There is a person of interest that came out and did his first press conference in Major League Baseball yesterday in full English. He's only been in the country 2 years. He has earned and learned how to speak English very quickly. Ohtani has been in America for 7 years and is yet to learn how to speak English. I find that very ironic. One guy got rid of his interpreter after just 2 years and is speaking on his own. One guy has kept an interpreter. Why is that? Well, we can say it's because of betting, right?
Shit hard. That's why. Shit hard to learn a new language. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I can't do that shit.
6 years, Smitty. 6 years. And a place paying you $700 million, I'd learn English.
But it ain't like his day-to-day is just fucking consumed with trying to learn the English language.
Hey, Jeff, have you seen this?
No, I haven't. 僕自身は、何かにかけたりとか、誰かに代わって、そのスポーツイベントにかけたりとか、それをまた頼んだり、っていうことはないですし、僕の口座からブックメーカーに対して誰かに送金を依頼したことももちろん全く、ありません。
Hey, you lost that bet too, Ohtani. You fucked us again. Because UNC lost.
Hold on.
Here,
ありません. So I never bet on baseball or any other sports.
My interpreter lied on.
You know, that's what power does for you. That's what success does for you. You get like realize what we're dealing with. We deal with this situation, like even the Brandon Miller thing last year. Brandon Miller was really good at basketball. Oh, shit. So but this is what power can do for you. Right, you know, like success can do for you. You know, you can get out of crimes. You know, it's just, again, it's certain crimes. Look at like a P. Diddy, though. P. Diddy does certain things. We will not forgive that, right? There's certain crimes, like it doesn't matter what you are and who you are. Like
it also matters where it happened, I think.
True.
And Alabama, California, Alabama, I think it's a difference.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Anyway, let's talk about
as far as speaking English. I think he doesn't need to. Probably everyone around him is Japanese, and in these kind of situations, he doesn't have to worry about it. You know, he can pretend, I don't know English.
Like this motherfucker bets. This motherfucker bets on everything.
JB,
Hey, that motherfucker's betting on everything. I'm telling you right now. I almost went down there yesterday to tell him to get Candelaria for the Cardinals in the game so I can win my money back, you fucking gambler.
JB, let's play. Hey, JB, do a skit tonight. So this show end and like just do like 5 random things of you acting like Ohtani. Like Ohtani be like, flip a fucking coin, motherfucker, throw a can.
Man, I would love to be around Ohtani, man. I gamble on everything too. And let me tell you, when I play poker, right, when I'm in Atlantic City, Philly, wherever, Asians sit down, that's when the game turns the fuck up. They want to play every hand. Yeah, they're tough. They're good.
Hey, I'm cold at poker, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I learned this shit a couple fucking weeks ago, and I'm a bad motherfucker.
Where'd you learn it at?
Chinese are good poker
White
players.
dude house I was at, man. I'm a bad motherfucker.
What's the white dude's house name?
Fucking
That goofy motherfucker, Jason.
Yeah, motherfucker named Jason. I can't remember his last name. White dude named
Matt
Jason.
Thrash here, enjoying some March Madness with my great friend Pete Rose. And we were talking about the current goings on in baseball right now, and Pete wanted to mention something.
Well, back in the 70s and 80s, I wish I'd have had an interpreter. I'd be scot-free.
This is my point that Jeff and I argued about last week. I know Jeff said there's nothing really illegal going on besides the bookie making the bets. California does still have a legal gambling issue, but I think to Pete Rose's point, Jeff probably would agree 1,000%. He knows his business. There's shit that's been going on for a very long time that some people don't like, get scrutinized for. Some people that they are liked more than others will get a pass. I think Ohtani's finding out he's getting a pass because of who he is. He is the Asian king, so to speak, LeBron James, so to speak, of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are people behind back channels that are saying, listen, don't fucking do this again. You know, we'll get you some help if you need to. But let's, you're very important. Look how important he is to the growth of baseball, right? I mean, baseball's huge in Asia. Baseball's huge in, it's just, we can all see what's going on here.
I want to be clear with RYN or Ren, who says, but what's $4 million to Ohtani? I have a professional here, Jeff, who will break down why $4 million is not what you think it is. Because I know this much, and I know professionals like Brandon Lang who told me.
Because it's not just $4 million. Like,
exactly. Jeff, let me be clear, because Brandon Lang told me, he's like, dude, people don't understand. $4 million is what he finally lost after he already probably bet 20s of millions, because you win and you lose, you balance it, it's not really hitting nothing. You're winning and managing. You're probably a 40% winner in this space. And that means you've bet tens and 20s of millions of dollars. Finally, he lost the money. He was negative $4 million, as all bettors will become some point. They will lose. And then he said, oh, fuck, why am I in the negative here in this betting bank account that I have here? And that's when it happened. He was betting millions upon millions to lose the $4 million, you fucks.
Phil Mickelson claimed at one point.
Hundreds, 200. I know inside things about that, Jeff, that I.
Phil Mickelson claims in 3 decades of gambling, he wagered over $1 billion.
I've heard over 2, but yeah.
And he's lost hundreds of millions. Michael Jordan has talked openly.
Hey, I'll tell you a story, because I know Pat.
He's not just betting $4 million and losing.
Yeah,
like,
I'll tell you a story right now that no one on this planet knows, and I'll tell you real quick because I know Pat doesn't care. They used to fly together, private jet. They have a private pilot. They share a pilot also. Mickelson's pilot and his bookie used to fly together, and they would fly all over the place. This is the guy that wrote a book who tried to get extort Phil now because Phil fucked them. But anyway, another story. Phil is such a degenerate that he would bet $1 million for how many birds would hit the plane on the way from LA to New Jersey. Now that is something, bro. I'm just telling you. He is a fucking degenerate. $1 million to hit birds.
That's wild.
Flying at fucking 400 miles an hour across the country.
How would you even know?
Yeah, how would you even know that?
He bet $1 million that a bird would either hit the plane or not.
Yeah, some of these guys have. By the way, Phil Mickelson's a lowlife. I mean, he's
rat,
kind of a rat.
I know a little bit more than you probably.
He's a rat too. A lot of people don't know that. He's also a shitty friend. This book right here.
There's a reason he got $200 million to go to Saudi, because he owed Saudi $200 million.
That book right there, The Gambler, Billy Walters wrote it. You know who Billy Walters is, coach?
I met Billy. I know.
Yeah, he's a big
Billy
gambler.
and Pat are close. That's who was used to fly with Phil every day.
Billy did 5 years because of Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson could have told him, hey, Billy, he didn't do it though. Phil was supposed
By the way, Billy, there's another backstory to that too. Like, it's a lot going on with that whole thing. Trust me, Phil Mickelson is not a good person.
White people shit. Jeff Nadu, let me ask you this: how can we make this money this weekend? Like, what's the guaranteed play? I'm trying to make some big time money. I know you don't like these crazy parlays, but I saw this dude put up $5 the other day on like an 8-leg parlay in the NBA and won $240 $40,000, JB. I almost threw up. I was happy for him and pissed off at the same time.
This is the problem right here. What he's talking about. This, you know how many people think the way you do?
How many?
Millions.
And it all adds up, right? Now think if you'd have just taken $5 a piece and bet it on all 4 games tonight in college basketball. Let's say you win 3 out of 4. You're probably not going to win the $5 parlay, right? But I get it. It's just fun.
It's just $5 though. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Right. But there are millions of people that think like you. And that's how it's.
But if I do, let me tell you this, Jeff. I'd rather do a 8-leg parlay with $5 than to go get a scratch off ticket or go put numbers in for the damn Lotto.
And in that case, yeah, it's fine.
Because at least you got some level of knowledge and control over like how the shit could happen. Like I've been close where I've been like one fucking move away from getting $100,000.
It's always that way.
I had a big score a couple of months ago in horse racing, right? I've talked about that. And I realize as someone that bets horses every day, I look back to that day, how truly impossible it was. And I realized like those things just don't. I've been gambling since I was a kid, bro. And I've never hit an 18 parlay in my life. I've never hit one. Ever. It just doesn't happen, man.
What's the biggest parlay you've ever hit though that comes to mind? Not money wise. I'm saying like 8 parlay. You know what I mean? Like
I think the most I've ever played was like 5 or 6, and that was when I was young, right? I would bet like $25 parlays on like 5-teamer, 6-teamer.
Hey, Jeff, not to cut you off. Do you believe the Lotto's real? As far as the winner, as far as the winner.
Sure. I mean, state lotteries, even like the federal lottery, which is the Powerball. Do I believe like those people actually hit the tickets? Yeah, sure.
Because we never see them. We don't know. Are they off the next day to keep them? Like, why is there over 50% tax on this? Like, it's a joke. Like,
you know what's interesting? Even gambling now. So I had that big score a couple of weeks ago.
1099. You got 1099 in California.
Before I even got the money, before I even hit my horse account, they had already taken the taxes out. It was crazy. Like, and even now, like if you go to a casino in Pennsylvania, like I bet a game the other day, I went to the casino and before I got the money, they made me give my name. Like, and I said, why do I need to give my name? He's like, well, that's something we always, I said, when did that start? I said, you're going to send me something at the end of the month or the end of the year. Like they hit you with everything now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And you ask where your money's going, they can't tell you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of people think this Lotto thing is kind of a fucking sham. Mega won 1.1 bill last week. Power's up to fucking almost $1 billion today.
Well, I heard a guy in California that hit it. He's like disappeared. Like, no one knows where he is.
I've heard that about everyone that's won it. That's what I'm saying.
Like people are actually like, I guess supposedly like his friends like are like they don't know where he is.
Listen, I jokingly said that if I won, you ain't gonna never know me again. I've jokingly said that, but I've literally heard of multiple Lotto winners that no one knows where they are, and that's why I want to know. Like, do they just offing these motherfuckers taking the money right back and throwing it to Ukraine?
I wonder, like, I've always said, like, if I ever hit that, you got to have some control to just not tell people.
I think by law though, I think it's on the books because first of all, the store that sells the ticket gets a percentage cut. They get a big chunk. They get a couple million. Yeah, they get a couple $1 million. I've known that because a buddy of mine that I do know won $5 million in a business pool. They split $5 million, like 20 people, and the store got a cut. And it's on record of who won because it's in the deal. You bet, especially if you pay with a credit card. But the ticket is addressed to the winner when you report to get your money. You have to report.
You know what's crazy about money, though? Like money like that? When we all die, us three here, everyone in the chat, and that person, it's all the same in the end. You know, you have all that money. Like, we all die the same way. Like, you know, it's like, for me, if I ever won, you would hear from me. I would absolutely. What's someone going to do? Come, it's in a bank account. What are you going to do? Come, you know, like.
They're going to put a gun in your head. They're going to make you go to your bank.
Hire security.
Withdraw the money.
You don't think I'd hire Mossad security agents in my house? They stand outside of my house every day. I'd have more money than fucking God. What I could get whoever I want to protect me.
I'm gonna make it hard on you. First of all,
inside job though.
My house, I already have a plan of that. Like it's a plan. Like that's what people don't understand. You have to be forward thinkers nowadays, proactive, especially with the Hamas and everybody out there. You have to be like fucking.
Well, Hamas doesn't kidnap people for lottery winnings.
I don't know. I'm just.
JB, what's your plan, JB?
I just use that name, Jeff. Very disrespectful.
Just real racist, real disrespectful.
I apologize. I just mean all the people coming over the border. I just mean like. I have a plan, Jeff, and here's my plan.
What's the plan?
You ain't gonna be.
I don't want to tell you the whole plan because if it happens, then I have to do it, and I'm gonna bring you guys over to the house, and the way to get to my house is gonna be a certain way.
You ain't winning the fucking lotto, JB.
That's fucking negative. Again, death on my life instead of life on my death. See, I would be telling Smitty, you're gonna win the lotto. We're gonna get a studio. We're gonna fly Jeff out. But instead, you're not winning the lotto.
Nah, fuck that. Because when I won that $100 last week,
that is y'all generation, homie. You guys wish. That's why. No, hold on. I want to add. This is a great conversation. This is why I want to ask you, because there's a fucking thing going around that the black community loves when another black person fucks up. They're saying that the black community is killing Puff Daddy right now in the news. Yeah. Why is the black community killing P. Diddy in the news? Why do they like to see a black person fail? They're also saying it about Caleb Williams. They're also saying it about Meek Mill. I think it's everybody. I think everybody now latches on to social media. I don't even know if it's color anymore. I don't even know.
There will be no Meek Mill slander in this house ever. Meek is a hero in Philadelphia. He always will be. Remember that. We don't have Meek Mill slander here. And we're not going to have slander because he might have hung out with P. Diddy. How about all those other motherfuckers that hung out with him? Why haven't 50 Cent? You talk about a guy that throws stones in glass houses. I've never seen a fake, phony motherfucker like this guy.
Stop. Hold on. We ain't no 50 Cent slander over here.
No, listen. Stop with all this. I don't like rat shit. I don't hang out with rats. Like, shut up, dude. You did a podcast with the fucking Flores twins, the biggest rats in the history of the planet. You know who they ratted on, Smitty? El Chapo. And guess what? When that money came in and 50 Cent knew he could make money off it, he had no problem dealing with him. He's a fucking fake, phony motherfucker, just like all the rest of them.
I don't know if 50 phony though, Jeff.
That's a phony move. Don't say you don't like rats and other shit.
I'm saying most people in the industry have validated 50.
Doesn't matter.
Was like that in the streets. He wasn't like no fake clown. Like I don't know if we can say that. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Is what I'm saying.
Jeff, there's a rumor out there that P. Diddy was hired in Philadelphia to specifically coach the Eagles and Meek Mill. Is this true?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Hold on, we all over the place right now. Hold on, man. So you asked me. So first of all, back to the hating shit. When I won my $100 last week, JB was pissed off. I can't remember what you said in the text message, but you was hating on me. Number one. That's number one.
I said that's what a hater would do. I was fucking with you. You know that.
You was kind of serious.
No,
number two.
No, hold on. Explain what I said. So I don't. Degenerates out here understand what I said. I said I wrote Smitty a text and I said, "Man, fuck that. You won." Blah blah blah. And then underneath that, it was the same day on our show that I defined what a hater was, and I said that is hating, Smitty. Yeah. That is a hater. Yeah, by definition, I see a motherfucker get down and stay down, and then that's why I shared that with him and showed him and I fuck with him. So see, Smitty trying to lie and tell you the other story and shit.
That's facts. What he just said. That's an actual fact. But on a more serious note about the black people tearing down black people, it does happen often, man. But I really just think because of social media, the thing that we do in black culture, we will take traumatic events and bad moments, and we will find a way to like joke at it all the time. It can be the most fucked up shit. For whatever reason, like a lot of time within our culture, our way of dealing with trauma and fucked up situations is by making a joke out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's just what it is. And I just think also on top of that, even like JB said, even outside of just black people in general, I think social media just became that vehicle to allow everybody to have an opinion about every single thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the nature of what it is, whether it's black, white, green, blue, whatever. And of course, like if it's a black person that's in the media right now that's getting, in trouble or, cases is coming up, whatever, the people that's going to talk about them are going to be mostly black people because that's who we've been a fan of. That's who we've been supporting. That's who we've talked about, for years. Like people look up to Diddy in the black culture for years. They did as a business mogul, a guy who became a billionaire from the East Coast, from New York. So when he's doing good, we talk about him. When he's doing bad, you're going to talk about him. And that's what it is. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's good, bad. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Jeff, we got to make some bets because I got to drive fucking 2 hours a day.
I need some money, Jeff, for real. Like, what is the guarantee? Like, what we about to do right now, man? Let's get this money.
Let's pick the other side of the Sweet 16 that plays today. Let's start there. Let's organize yourself, Smitty. You're all over the fucking place here.
Smitty, you wanna parlay? Listen, we'll go over all 4 games. I give you a thought on everything. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Because Smitty's all over for a producer and all this shit. He's all over the fucking place right now, fucking up the show.
Free game Friday.
We got NC State Marquette. You like Marquette possibly as a winner chicken dinner of this entire gamut called the NCAA March Madness tournament.
Yeah,
you think they're that good?
Yeah, I have Marquette 15-1 to win the whole thing. I think they can absolutely beat the winner of Duke Houston. I think it'd be a good matchup for either team. They can also, I believe, beat Purdue. They could beat Tennessee. They could beat Gonzaga. They avoid UConn, which is a goal here for me. Look, Marquette 1-5, very good. I think they have I think you can make the case this is the best starting 5 left outside of UConn in the country. And yes, there is a possibility they could face their rival UConn in the final of the tournament. In this game, I have a real worry for NC State. I don't really know how you stop Marquette at this point. Marquette has the best ball screen offense in the country. If you press Marquette, that is a complete disaster, which NC State want to do. Not real ideal here. Kolek is the best point guard left in this tournament. DJ Burns, nice player. I think he could definitely score here. I just don't think they're going to get any stops. I leaned over in this game. I think we could see some points. I had it like 85-77, something like that. But I think Marquette will win. I think they will likely cover. The play I made is Marquette's team total over 79. I think they get into the 80s. They've done it already twice in 2 games in this tournament. This is one of the best offenses left, and they have a good matchup here.
My dark horse to win it all died yesterday, Arizona. Clemson seems like they're one of those teams every year that gets hot late and they make a run. Clemson seems like they might be that team this year that gets deep. I have made a pick last week that I thought NC State, this was my upset alert pick of the week. I thought NC State was going to be Marquette's biggest obstacle to get to the Final Four. Obviously, it is right now, but you know what I mean? I think they can beat the next opponent, like you said, a little easier than this game will be if they do get by. But I'm gonna go with NC State as my upset pick. I think they're on a high from ever since beating North Carolina in the ACC title game, and they've been rolling. I think they play physical enough to where if they check the greatest ball handler in college basketball, as you said, I think it'll disrupt him a little bit and throw him off his game. I think NC State plays the perimeter pretty well from what I've watched. And
here's the issue, though. DJ Burns, the big kid down low, while he, I think, is a matchup problem for Marquette on offense, he is too slow to guard the bigs that Marquette have offensively. And again, NC State want to push. They're trying to turn you over. That is a bad idea against Marquette. I just don't see where the stops come from. You could be right. I mean, they're going to need to hit some threes, and he's going to have to be very good down low. But I lean Marquette here.
All right, Purdue, Gonzaga. Purdue is Smitty's pick. We got a guy that bets a lot, Max Hess from Seattle, that's in the chat all the time in our Discord. He bets a lot. He's a Gonzaga guy from that part of the country. He likes Gonzaga to win this one. Where you at?
Here's why I think this game's really, at least pregame, impossible to bet. Look, I like Purdue. I like Gonzaga. These teams played each other on November 20th. It was in Maui. 73-63, Purdue won. That said, this is a way different Gonzaga team. Purdue is a group to get to the free throw line a lot. And here's why you can't bet it. The big for Gonzaga, Graham Ike, he had 4 fouls in that game the first time. He was on the bench a lot. He just couldn't play the way he wanted to play because he was on the bench. Purdue is very good at drawing fouls. The issue Gonzaga has is they really have no one to go to off the bench if he gets in foul trouble. And he is very prone to fouls. It's just the way he plays. Edey, Purdue, I mean, they can shoot 40 free throws in a game. That's how many free throws they're generating. If he goes out, I don't know what Gonzaga does. I think if they get the right whistle in this game, they can absolutely stay in it. I think the number's about right. I lean Purdue, though. They have Zach Edey and no one else does. But Gonzaga's played much better over the last month or two.
All right. Yeah. Fuck, it's tough. Gonzaga's playing well right now.
Here's one thing, too. And
baby.
Mac Tess, I love you. I can't trust a fan's opinion. I just can't. A fan is got too much invested. They're always going to tell you their team can win. That's the first goal. If you want, not that he's not a successful gambler, but you have to put fandom out of it, right? If the Eagles are in a situation,
told Bailey last night, don't take the Seattle Mariners.
It's hard. It's very hard. But you always are in belief they can win. Look, if the Eagles have a bad game or they don't look like they're going to win, I fucking bet against them. I bet against the Eagles in the Super Bowl a year ago. Like I don't care. I couldn't care.
Money. All right.
Purdue, baby.
Duke, Houston, intriguing matchup here. Duke seems to be playing well when it matters. Houston, like you said, could also be arguably the best team in the country. They probably have the best. Would you say the best defense left?
Left, yes. Iowa State was the best defense left. Now Houston is. Here's the thing. As I've told you guys, before I see any number in these games, I create my own numbers, like what I think the number should be. I think there's a very possible case. I would have put this number at Houston -1, maybe. I think this is a coin flip. I really do. The fact that we're getting 4.5 with Duke, I think is very appetizing here. Duke is a team. This is going to sound very basic and rudimentary, but just kind of go with it. If you can make shots against Houston, you will win. Okay, it's very simple. A lot of teams, though, can't consistently make shots, right? They're going to get the 3 ball, but it's about knocking it down. Duke can hit shots at every level. They're an elite shot-making team, and that's the combatants to a good defense, clearly. It's very basic thinking, but Houston's a team that's weak right now in the front court. They have a lot of injuries. Jamal Shedd's really the only guy that's performed for them over the last couple of weeks. They fouled a very high rate as well. I think the physicality could come back to bite them here. We know Duke always get a very favorable whistle. I look at their ability to make shots. I relate this game a lot to that game last night with Arizona Clemson. Clemson's just a great, efficient offense. They make shots. They hit jumpers. They're good from 3. They're good from the line. Duke is a really good offensive team, and that is the combatants to a team that wants to be physical, turn you over, and are good in the half court. Duke also doesn't turn the ball over. I think Duke challenges to win this game.
Interesting. And the last one, Creighton, Tennessee, 2 and 3. Seems like they're probably where they would be. I think you mentioned a few teams were misseeded, but this team, they both seem to be playing well. Creighton beat a pretty good hot streak Oregon team. And then Tennessee seems to be rolling -3.5 Tennessee. You like the total 144.5?
I actually played the under. I like the under here a little bit. Here's why. Creighton is a team that I've talked about. There's no team in this tournament that revolves around the 3-point line more than them. They need threes to go in. They really don't have that efficient of a half-court offense outside of the 3 ball. Most of their points come from the 3-point line. Tennessee is the best team in the country at limiting 3-point attempts, makes, everything. Tennessee's a great defense. And my whole thought was they beat Texas, and I think we're 2 for 18 from the 3-point line. They grinded the game out and found a way to win. My issue here for Tennessee is their coach. Rick Barnes can coach you out of a win. He's that bad. I mean, he's a disaster in this tournament, every tournament. But one team, again, has Dalton Connect, a great defense. To me, this game kind of lends a lot to the Iowa State-Illinois game last night. I took Illinois because one team has Terrence Shannon, the other team doesn't. In this case, one team has Dalton Connect, who I believe is the best player in the country, and the other team doesn't. I think Tennessee wins the game. I think it's 1st to 70 wins. I lean under as well.
So your final 4 matchups, you think going into this weekend, who do you think is going to be in it after this weekend?
Yeah, so for me, it would be UConn. It would be, I think at this point, Alabama. I have a hard time picking against Alabama.
Who will they play, the winner of?
Alabama plays Clemson.
Clemson.
Yeah, and then Alabama would play UConn if both advance. And then I have Tennessee and I have Marquette.
Huh. Interesting.
Tennessee, Purdue could be legendary. That could be a great game.
Who?
Tennessee, Purdue on Sunday.
Yeah. It's going to be fun weekend. It's going to be raining here in LA, 99% rain all weekend long. Another fucking weekend that Biden has ruined. It's unbelievable that
I might go to the movies or something.
That's actually a funny comment by Biden ruining it.
Yeah. JB don't vote with no Democrats.
By the way,
I don't
no black people.
Hey, Jeff, priests and politicians, man, the two most crooked motherfuckers in the planet.
Let me ask you guys a question. That bridge collapse, right, that happened. Have you seen anything about the people that died? Have you seen any?
They're immigrants.
But let me ask you.
Hardworking immigrants that got into the country the right way.
But this is the sad thing about it, okay? Those 6 men, okay, they did everything right. They went to work, probably didn't make a bunch of money, but just were happy to be here because it was better than where they were. Now, if some crazed motherfucker shoots up a school in Iowa today, we will see his face 7,000 times more than those 6. Go to my TikTok right now. I did a video on all of them. I talked about them. I said who they were. I explained who they were. It is sad and shameful in this country that we don't remember people like that, but we remember some fucking jerk off that shoots.
Let me give perspective and be devil's advocate. Is it because though it was a domestic versus a foreign issue? Like we're addressing it because we had some fucking right wing or left wing fucking.
That's also a problem. Not everything is a fucking conspiracy theory. Accidents happen. Ships, lose power. Ships lose.
Let me ask you this, because I've talked to 2 people that I wanted to do a whole separate show on about this because I was thinking about it. I talked to a buddy of mine, and my brother's in the Air Force. He knows a Coast Guard that used to work in the port in Baltimore. I also talked to a person that used to work on ships. And here in Long Beach in the port, my good friend works with my boy Spree. They both have 2 totally different answers here. The Coast Guard guy says something's fishy. And I go, why? He goes, because anytime you enter a United States port, you are required by law, by Coast Guard law, by maritime law to be accompanied by tugboats. There was 0 tugboats. And I'm looking it up online. I'm like, fuck. Where are the tugboats? I look at every ship that I see, and there's tugboats that have bumpers on them that escort you in for this particular reason. The maritime ship guy said that this happens all the time with these foreign entities and these shitty ship liners, because what happens is they go low on the maintenance, on the money to save money. They hire people on the dollar, shitty, no offense, but people that don't get paid very well to drive the boat around the world and on the ocean on a shitty liner. And he goes, if you enter these ships, they're fucking scary smelling, cold, damp, horrible for months and months. You're in this thing. If you don't maintain them properly, he said, power goes out on these ships all the time. He goes, wait till your power goes out and you're in a storm and you're hitting 30-foot waves and you don't have no power and your ship gets tossed. He goes, this shit happens all the time. So the power going out is not a conspiracy to him. Going out to the Coast Guard guy, it is. So to your investigative professional opinion, Jeff, what do you think?
Listen, I want to make this clear. I don't know anything about maritime stuff. I don't know anything about that. But here's what I do know is mostly everything at the federal level, okay? Put yourself in the position of you're at that port very late at night, right? You're just trying to get out of there because you have to go somewhere else, right? You do what you have to do because you've done it hundreds of thousands of times, right? And I've seen TikToks where people have posted going under that bridge in on a boat. There's no tugboats, right? You do what you have to do. Just like if you're a prison guard at a federal prison and the person above you tells you to do something, they're not fucking there. You're going to do what you got to do. It's another day, whatever. All I'm saying is, the individuals, you have a guy in this chat right now that says it was only 6 people. It wasn't that bad. Those are 6 people. 6 people died.
If it was one person, it'd be fucked up. What are you talking about? It's a life.
All I'm saying is the sad part of reality on our country is we have to always assume everything is a theory, a conspiracy. Someone's trying to attack us. Like, power goes out, right? Things happen, right? It sucks and it's fucking horrible. It's a shame that it happened, man. But not everything is an attack. Not everything's a theory.
Yeah, I don't agree that either. I agree with you on that. Like, I see this all the time, and we love to just talk about it because it's clickbait. It's not really We don't know what the fuck happened. I've seen the lights go out. Now there's people that are saying, my buddy kind of killed that theory too. People are posting these TikTok videos for clicks and likes showing now that you see the lights, you see the sparks, that's dynamite. Dynamite's going off across the bridge. And my boy at the Coast Guard said, no, when the bridge collapsed, the power went out. That is the light snapping. Fucking idiot.
Right. Well, this is the thing about social media. Like, we give everyone an ability to say stupid fucking shit, right? Like, back in the day, we didn't have this shit. We didn't have to worry about it because there was no ability. RNTY is the dumb motherfucker that said it. Oh, there was only 6 people. It wasn't that bad. Like, so what if it was 15? Would it have been a problem? Would it have been a catastrophe? RNTY? What the fuck are you talking about?
People just always looking for
your brother or son. Like,
people always looking for something deeper, a deeper reason, a conspiracy. And like, I'm with you too,
here's a conspiracy though. I posted this video, Jeff. What up, man? This is Real Coach JB. Listen, man, there's 380,000 student athletes in college, and most all of them go pro in something other than sports. And now this guy apparently posted this. And people watch this show, and now this guy has a big following.
Listen, do you know how much shit I've reported, and then some other place grabs it, and they're much bigger than me? And listen, guys, 4 people got kidnapped last year in Mexico from this country. Okay, I had a photo no one had. Someone sent it from the Border Patrol to me. I had the photo first. CNN takes it. All these other places take it. They didn't credit me. It was my photo. No one else had it. It was
Barstool finally gave us credit one time. They so we knew they were watching. Barstool finally credited us when I broke the UCLA Colorado jewelry snatching thing because my fucking friend told me because it was his son.
These motherfuckers now take my TikToks and redistribute it through AI and post it on their own shit. I have videos with 2 million views. They'll take it and repost it.
Oh, how about Last Chance U?
Oh yeah.
How about my interview with Lil Wayne? Like, listen, that's the business we in though, y'all. So like, instead of us complaining that this everywhere is the most viral clip probably the last 3 years.
I've seen JB a lot.
See my shit a lot. So instead of like us even complaining about it, fuck it. Let's kill or be killed. That's what it is. The social media world is the fucking streets now.
I follow every fucking rule on a certain website that starts with the Y that we're on right now.
Yeah.
I did it once. I took a movie clip. They caught me for 3 months, demonetized my whole channel. But these motherfuckers.
I went live yesterday on TikTok after being suspended for a week. I did not cuss, Smitty, did I?
Nope.
And they fucking banned my live again. I didn't even cuss. They said bully and harassing. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just reading the monologue of the show.
And also watermarking your photos, American Hustle. I have a program you can remove those. You can remove those as well. So if Smitty puts Smitty, it's your @ I can remove that. You can remove that shit.
Oh,
you can remove everything.
It's easy. I could do that, and I don't even know shit about computers like that. All right. Hey, it's been great. We're going to have a good weekend. I got to drive my ass to fucking Woodland Hills. Get my back adjusted, Smitty. My cousin, chiropractor, world famous. FYI, if you ever need it, let me know.
I got a holistic chiropractor. Shout out to Dr. Shireen Toscano. She's amazing. She gets you right. She uses natural shit.
A woman cannot adjust you.
Why are you indicating shit, Smitty?
A woman cannot adjust you properly.
Shut, JB, stop. I'm gonna tell you, shut up. JB, my back was fucked up for 2 years straight.
A woman cannot.
This woman saved me. Shout out to Dr. Shireen.
Cannot.
Hey,
Dr.
you should
Shireen
saved
me.
A man.
Go to the push specialist.
A woman cannot adjust you, Smitty. Right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Actually,
Jeff, you think a woman can get on your back? See, this is the thing. If you're a jerker, it's not a good fucking chiropractor.
Wait, what?
There's
JB, you're weird, yo.
So here's what it is. Chiropractors get on you, shitty ones, and they'll jerk you when they can't move you naturally, and they'll fucking hurt you. And I can't go to those people. My cousin created a deal called the Activator years ago. If you look it up, he's one of the inventors of it. It's like a click. It clicks you, and it puts your joints in line. It tells you what's out of place, and then they're real gentle with you, especially bigger people like Smitty and I. They'll move you very easily.
I've never been able to get moved by anyone little, a little man or a woman. Can't move me. That's just me.
Well, she's 5'9". She's an athlete. She's a hooper. She works on all the professional athletes, whether it's college, whether it's a former NBA, retired NBA guys, people in the Drew League, etc. She used red light. She cupping. She has the little shit where she can hook your neck up and your arms and just pull it one time and the shit stretches out. I've had amazing results. Sauna, ice tub, all that shit.
Thomas, bet me, you fucking bitch. Bet me that he didn't invent it. Let's bet right now. Venmo right now.
Let me ask you guys. This is important. I want to ask you a question before we go. Do you guys know what today is?
Free Game Friday.
Good Friday.
What happened on Good Friday? Do you know?
JB?
On Good Friday?
Yeah.
Good Friday.
Why is it on Good Friday?
It's the Last Supper for Jesus. You know what I mean? It's when Jesus come
that
on.
Was Holy Thursday. That was yesterday.
No, hold on. Good Friday is not recognized. I don't believe.
No, Easter is when he rose 3 days
Good
later.
Friday is when Jesus was killed on the cross.
Yeah,
but it's not recognized as a federal holiday.
I don't believe it is because we're not a federally Catholic country. But in my world, this is when I remember I used to go to church on Friday night, and there was no singing. It was a solemn atmosphere.
I'm not a church goer, Jeff, but wasn't it the crucifixion of Jesus?
Yes,
yes, we just said. And then Easter is 3 days when he rose. 3 days later he rose again.
I thought he said resurrection. All right.
No, the resurrection is Easter.
It's Easter. That's Easter Sunday. Resurrection Sunday.
Yeah. I'm not good with all that.
It's kind of crazy that people don't know that. That's wild to me.
Yeah.
A lot of times we just celebrate holiday just because it's something to do for us to eat and get together, which is cool, but we kind of forget the meaning behind certain stuff.
You know why nobody knows it, Jeff?
Why is that?
Because nobody fucking cares. Like we started the show off with. Nobody cares, Jeff. If you or I die tomorrow, nobody cares about the 6 immigrants that fell off the bridge, and nobody cares about Smitty going to work right now or me driving to Woodland Hills. Nobody cares about you. All they care about is talking about bullshit like Jeff's hairline and you lost one bet. You're shitty. This all motherfuckers talk about. They don't fucking care.
But these are the first people that have Bible verses in their bio on Twitter. They're great men. God for, I will say this. I've been watching videos on YouTube. It's very enlightening at night about what people believe, like people like me, what heaven is like. And I got to tell you, it seems pretty fucking great. I've been watching videos on that. It's pretty dope.
There's a book that I read to my dad while he was dying.
Yeah.
There's 2 books. One's
really?
called Heaven, one's called Hell. Go read them. They're deep. I used to read them. My dad was not a churchgoer. My dad did not want to hear anything. And my last words from my dad as he died, I asked him, I said, Dad, just a shit kicker, bar fighter, Kita champion in Korean War. Hands were unbelievably fast, ass kicker. I said, Dad, do you see a white light or anything? And I'm holding him. And he whispered in my ear as fuck no, I don't see shit.
You lying, JB.
But he sees stuff now, I'm sure.
On my daughter.
That's a hell of a story.
On my father and my daughter's life, he told me that.
Those were his last words to you?
Last word, dog. Fuck no, I don't see shit.
Damn.
Could have just been the medicine he was on or something.
He wasn't on medicine. Dad was a gangster. So was Jeff's dad. Rest in peace, both our dads. Hey, shout out to everybody coming on here and much love. And Jeff, enjoy the weekend bets. We'll get together later on, and Monday should be a good Final Four show. And then when is the Final Four? Next weekend, and then Monday the following is
next
the Final
Saturday and Sunday. Yep.
God damn, they string this thing out, don't they? Money, money, money.
We got the NIT next week too.
Oh fuck yeah! I can't wait for that. All the teams that decline that. All right, hey, shout out, pound the like, everybody, subscribe, become a member. We'll see you on Monday. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown.